Yo, shout out to everybody that watched our YouTube. I was Ubering when it dropped. I think I was Ubering. No, was I Ubering? I was doing something and I couldn't watch it live, but you guys were on it live. I saw it. I saw people on there live.
Oh shit.
And I was like, oh dang, like there was something I was doing that I couldn't comment on it. I don't know what I was doing. Anyways, but I saw people in there and they were like talking to each other.
Really?
I was like, damn, I wanted to get in, but I couldn't. But that was cool. So shout out to y'all, man. Welcome. Y'all, that's what's up.
Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's freaking cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I posted it like I said, I've been busy. I'm working full time. I get off work. I work on the podcast, or I work on my homework, and then I'm just like busy, or I'm trying to watch freaking 8 episodes of Wonder Man in one night.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get tired and. Dude, I posted it thinking like, damn, this is a bad time to post it, but I just got to get it out because I need to work on my homework. And then apparently that was a good time to post it. So maybe we'll start posting around that time because I feel like last time we did a live premiere like that, we also had people in there watching it.
Let's see how much we have. I mean, yeah, granted, guys, we are a starting podcast, but right now we are at 23 hours, 53 views. That's pretty good.
Damn, 53 hours? 23
hours,
53 views in one day? That's pretty freaking
that's good. Yeah,
that's really good. That's way better than most.
So shout out to everybody that was in there.
Is it Maddie? Is it the Grammys? Is it?
I mean, it's a good. So shout out to Maddie. Yeah, Maddie, and also like the Grammys is a big, it's a big thing. So today, we got 3 big things.
3 big things. Pause. All the way. 3 big old titties. Speaking of 7 Kingdoms.
Whoa.
Which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But, I mean, welcome, first off, Above the Multiverse, Adrian Blest, DriVinchi.
Avery Harden.
Okay.
I think the main one we should start with is Cole. Because that is like the biggest thing.
Okay. I'm going to tell you guys what we're going to talk about today, okay? 3 things. J. Cole dropped a mixtape, and he's dropping an album next week. You guys already know. We're huge J. Cole fans, so that's going to be a big thing that we're going to talk about. You already know Avery's going to go on a rant about that, all right? That's 1. 2, Wonder Man. Wonder Man dropped last night. I have like 8 pages of notes about Wonder Man. So you're about to get the most comprehensive, analytical breakdown of Wonder Man of any Marvel show that you guys have ever had because your boy is doing work, all right? So Wonder Man, and then... Night of 7 Kingdoms.
Night of 7 Kingdoms, yeah.
We got to talk about that. Which I don't even think I finished the episode. I have like a minute left. Well, maybe you could just tell me what happens.
Well, nothing really happens. It's just, how he was, you say he was scared. He kind of feared a little bit. He kind of got like.
Cold feet.
No. He kind of got like,
amped up?
Yeah, he was like, they're about to feel it or whatever. And then that's the end of the episode.
Okay, cool.
I forget what got him to that point. I think him and just Egg were talking and he got like, yo, nah, it's time. They're going to understand me.
I want to get into Night of 7 Kingdoms because I have a lot of questions to ask Avery too. But let's start off with the number one thing.
Jermaine Cole, bro.
He released a mixtape with DJ Drama. Correct? DJ Clue. Boop. Drop a bomb for DJ Clue. He released a mixtape within 4 tracks on his for his birthday on his which his birthday is January 24th.
It's today.
Today?
Yeah.
27th?
Yeah. 28th.
28th. Oh yeah, January 28th. The song. Yeah. I did a remix to it called February 24th, which is my birthday. But he dropped an album or a mixtape, 4 tracks on his website. What's the website?
Thefallout.com.
I tried to go to it. It was crashed. It was crashed.
Yeah.
But I did look at it today.
Insane,
and it was available
bro.
Now.
Like you got to understand. That's like back in the day. Like we haven't felt something like that in a long time. I mean, like a crashed website.
To start off, I'll just say, on that point, I think 1, it's J. Cole. So like he's top 3, right? Even though I'll tell you about what Charlamagne said. I'll actually show you what Charlamagne said, and then we'll talk about it. There's top 3.
I heard what he said. I disagree.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that. There's that. There's the fact that he did kind of like bow out of that battle. And so I'm sure people are really curious to hear what he has to say after being gone for so long. This is like when a fighter loses, or when someone loses or something happens, and then they go they break their leg, and then they're out for like 3 months, and then you get the first interview. This is the first project, and people just love J. Cole.
Everybody, listen to me.
Now go ahead.
Listen to me,
dog.
Let
Avery speak.
Y'all gotta listen to me. Y'all gotta understand. Okay. For the 100th time, J. Cole got out of a beef because he saw where it was about to go. And I don't understand why people don't understand that, bro.
I mean, I am wearing my Kendrick shirt. I just realized I'm wearing my Kendrick shirt.
You have to understand, dog. You have to understand. Hey, Dre, we about to run the friendly face. We about to slap box, bro. Let's slap box, you know? Let's slap box right now, you know, just have fun. Let's slap box. You about to hit Ant in the mouth. Like, not slap boxing, you're punching him.
We're starting to punch. We're starting to get into a real fight. And you're like,
and
oh,
I was
shit,
next. I was next now. And Ant is amped up. Oh, no, I don't want to fight anymore. Yeah. I'm cool. That is what this is, bro. He was Drake and Kendrick. Let me just break it down. Let me break it down, guys. Let me break it down to you guys real quick. Let's just bring it back real quick. I'm sorry. I know we got a lot to talk about, but I just want to break this down for y'all.
If you guys want a full breakdown of the whole beef, we also followed it live when it was happening.
Yes.
Did episodes like emergency podcasts where we came in at like 7 p.m. to watch to talk about
those are deep.
So those are deep. So if you guys want to go back into the catalog, go look at the when Drake and Kendrick were beefing. That's in there.
So let me just give you a brief synopsis. First person. Okay, Kendrick and Drake were having punches thrown here and there in songs, right? This is a lot of time in their career. Okay. Now let's get to a first-person shooter, which Drake and J. Cole made first-person shooter, and J. Cole has been saying he is a part of the big three with Drake, Kendrick, and himself, right? First-person shooter comes out, and they claim that it's up, it's stuck, it's a good thing. It's like the Spider-Man meme. It was cool. Kendrick came, and then he punched everybody in the face with it's not a big three, it's just big me. J. Cole being a competitor, Drake and J. Cole being a competitor that they are like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm a rapper. He's talking rap stuff. Let's talk. Boom. J. Cole comes out with 7-minute drill. Yep. Drake comes out with push-ups, right? Yep. No one talks about this. We didn't even talk about this last time. No one talks about this. Science. There was a parent. I don't know how true this is, but I can see this being very true. There was a parent conversation between Schoolboy Q and J. Cole, and apparently Schoolboy Q let J. Cole know what was going on. Like, hey, this isn't rap. This is going in a different direction. And J. Cole was like, all right, I'm out of there because he saw where this was about to go. Especially when you hear push-ups, you seen. Drake was on some. Drake was on some not rap. This was like, yo, I heard them little kids might be day freeze. Like, that is not rap. And these are your two homeboys. So yes, get up out of there. Hey, hold on, man. I thought we was rapping. Y'all niggas is trying to murder each other. Yeah. I'm out of there. How do you people, academics, Charlemagne? Like, how do you guys not see this? Like, I don't understand. How do you not like? It wasn't like. It would be different if J. Cole was like, oh, man, Kendrick Penn crazy. I'm not about to rock with him. It was like, yo, that's my guy right there. Actually, they are going to crazy war. This is literally Game of Thrones. Yeah. This is Game of Thrones. Yeah. These niggas is fighting, and I like both of these niggas. You can't pick a side.
You gotta take a step back.
Golly, bro. So anyways,
you know, the reason why Charlemagne and academics say the things that they say is because it's more charged. It's funnier and it's crazier to say, not J. Cole back down. You know, it's like the dumb, funny thing to say to get, you know, he's gonna make people mad Yeah. So that's why they say that, because they're like, no, he bowed out. Yeah. There's no big three. It's just big me. You know. So,
anyways, F all that. Forget all that, bro. He dropped birthday blizzard on his birthday, and this man is rapping like the landlord is about to evict him. The rent is due, bro. I don't care what anyone says. This man is rapping. What you can say about him backing out the beef, you can say that all day long. You cannot talk about this man's pen. This man is crazy. One of the best technical rappers I have ever heard in my life, bro. And you can't fight me on that. You can fight me on the battle. You can fight me on whatever.
You know what it is? I'll say this. Look at this is the order. It's Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake. And the reason I say that is because, and I don't look at it as 1, 2, 3. I look at it as 1, 2, 3 as a spectrum, right? Kendrick is like the most technical and the best writing on this side, right? He is crazy technical. The way that he like he rhymes like 7, 8 things in a row. Boom, 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 boom. And you're like, how the fuck is he rhyming all these things, right? Okay, so he's like super technical. Drake is on the other side. Good songs, good vibes, still good writing, but not like the technical he doesn't have that technical thing that Kendrick has that makes him like a rapper. You know what I mean? Kendrick or Drake doesn't have that. He has he has funny, good writing, but he has the vibe, right? J. Cole is the middle. He has the technical stuff that he can do, but he has the vibes and the good songs that Drake has, right? Because Kendrick don't have like great, like good vibey songs.
He has some, but
he came
Drake,
out with those like songs, like the new songs. But even then, it's not J. Cole and Drake. Like the feeling that I get when I listen to J. Cole and Drake is much more calm and relaxing to me than when I listen to J. Cole or to Kendrick. I mean, Kendrick, I feel like amped up no matter what I listen to, even if he's singing slow. Like I just feel like he's just sharp. He's sharp with it. Like and I don't mean sharp as in like, I don't know. I mean sharp as like the sound, like A sharp. You know what I mean? It's like it cuts. And sometimes I don't want to listen to that. Sometimes I want to listen to fucking Drake and I want to be like mellow it out and be like singing Nokia, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And J. Cole is the best of both. J. Cole knows how to like blend the vibes with the lyrics and the technicality. That's why I personally think that J. Cole's the best, right? And I think you agree that J. Cole's the best out of all three of them. He's my favorite for sure. And I think it's because he is the master at blending both of those things. Yeah. Where Drake and Kendrick are very this way.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I mean,
if you look at it, it could be 1, 2, 3 like this, like as a triangle. Yeah. So J. Cole's at the top because of the spectrum.
Me personally, you know what I mean? I genuinely think that no one can rap. Like we could talk about popularity. Yeah. We could talk about
the bars. You
could talk about Kendrick being the boogeyman and like how he does the battles. But we talk about just rapping. We're taking everything out and we just talk about specifically rapping. J. Cole is the best out of the three, and it's no debate. It's literally no debate, and he's proven that with this in the Ferrari, a Lambo. He's tripping. It's like, okay, all right. I don't want to get too deep into it.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about the mixtape. What did you feel about it? How'd you feel about it?
I really enjoyed it, man. It was four solid. He was just rapping. It wasn't like he was trying to make a bop. He was just like, yo, I want to get in the booth and spit, and I was super
which
dope.
Is cool. He always kind of does this before a release. Like he's like, it's like he's reminding us, hey, I can rap. Just so I'm about to release a project, and the project's gonna be really good. It's gonna be a complete art piece, like a thing that you can listen to, vibes and all that. But just want to let you guys know I can out rap every single person out here. So he always drops like a mixtape rapping before he comes out with the album, which is dope, and I love that. I haven't listened to it. I've only heard clips of it, which is annoying to me.
I just want. Oh, you haven't heard? How?
I was gonna listen to it today, but I was so busy. I got to work late and shit. And I was just.
I just want to say to y'all real quick, man. This is one of the hardest, and whatever these people are gonna say, whatever. I don't care. J. Cole says. The way he flows it is insane, and so I can't even do it the way he flows it. But this is very important. This is very vital to the fall off. He says, "I used to be the top seed. The apology dropped me way out of the top 3. No problem. I'm probably my best when they doubt me." He says, "Watch me," and that's just like it shows. Like, yo, I don't care what y'all say about the top 3. Well, I'll show y'all how I got here, and I'm about to come up and get it again. That is so sick to me, dog. Like, he's coming back with a vengeance. I think the Fallout's about to be legend, like classic, bro.
Yeah, it better be
classic. So
it is gonna be.
No, honestly, as a fan, you have to, bro. You have to go crazy. So, anyways, the project was phenomenal. DJ Clue did his thing. It was very like. It felt very 2009, 2011. Okay. It was so dope, man. And like he is going on rapping.
I can't wait to hear it. I'll pay $1.
So yeah, I mean you can use my login if
even
you
better.
Want to. But yeah, man, phenomenal project. I'm ready for next week when he drops the Fall Off. And yeah, man, it's about to be a phenomenal time in hip hop, and I have a feeling, dude. And we talked about this. We actually literally talked about this like 2 or 3 episodes ago, where we were like, "Yo, J. Cole's about to drop," and then after he drops, Drake's about to drop, and Petty Kendrick might drop right after Drake. So I think we're getting the big 3 this year, literally. And J. Cole's proved that right now. Like I legit think all three of them are dropping this year. Drake is gonna do. Honestly, everybody's counting Drake out. I still count him out as a rapper, but as a musician, artist, the pop guy, I think he's gonna do something crazy in the summer.
Ice.
Summer is about to be crazy
because he still hasn't released Iceman. It's still like he's been teasing it for like a long time.
Yeah, and I think he's gotten.
Maybe he was waiting for J. Cole to drop.
No. I think what Drake did was very smart because he did the whole streamer thing and he was previewing so many songs, trying to catch a gauge of what people wanted. And like a lot of those songs, a lot of people were like, "Nigga, this sucks." So like I'm pretty sure those are throwaways, and he's like still working on a hit that can make him be, because once Drake has a crazy hit, like not saying that Kendrick and J. Cole are gonna be gone, it's gonna be like. It's going to go back to Drake season where it's like, oh, yeah, he was the guy. Like, you know what I mean? So I think once he has that, you know what I mean, you used to call me on the cell phone type hit, I think it's over. But anyways, shout out to Birthday Blizzard, man. J. Cole did his thing.
This year is shaping up to be really freaking good.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. Bro. It's crazy. Lot. We haven't even touched, man. Michael drops in April.
We're at the very
Wonder
beginning.
Man just freaking dropped.
We've been talking about this for a long time, man. We've been waiting for this one.
Hey, I hope you watch our podcast, man. I feel like you would be a dope dude to like sit down and watch our podcast. I'm definitely gonna send you this timestamp where we start talking about Wonder Man right now. I'm gonna send you this on Instagram. So hopefully, bro, you're
you're
so
dope, hyped
man.
to talk about Wonder Man.
Yaya is a dope actor, bro. And let me say, before we start,
go ahead. I got 8 pages of notes.
Before we start, man,
and they're all positive.
Marvel, Kevin Feige, we found him. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling somebody else on Instagram today. They asked me how did I feel about Wonder Man, and I was like, yo. We might got the best thing after Chadwick. We might have the best thing after Chadwick, bro. We got our Black Panther and Wonder Man, dog. Come on, man. Do not disappoint me, man. Put him in everything. We need him in everything. He need to be the leader, bro. I am so sorry. I don't even care anymore. Get Black Captain America out of here. Wonder Man is our Black Captain America now.
Yeah,
He's here. Yaya is here, dog. That's what we need right now. Kevin Feige, we're there.
So, if you guys don't know, Wonder Man is Marvel's newest show that just dropped. Came out yesterday, starring Yaya and Ben Kingsley, all right? 2 of the best actors in the game, in my opinion. After this, for sure. Now, from this point on, we are going to talk about this show. 8 episodes. We both watched the whole thing last night. So, get ready for this, but spoilers ahead, okay? This is a show about a guy who wants to be an actor, and when you get deep into it, it is, I think, the best thing that Marvel's ever made. Not movie-wise, obviously not. TV shows, yes. Best TV show that it made.
This jumps up to my third. So it goes Loki, WandaVision, this.
Yeah, Loki, because Loki has such big implications to everything. So Loki,
WandaVision, and then this.
I'd put this above WandaVision. I had more fun with this one than I did with WandaVision. Okay. Now, when Avery was like, "This is our guy," blah, 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 right? My immediate thought when it came on, I'm gonna tell you, when I played the episode, I was excited. I was posting. I'm like, "Yes, oh my God, Wonder Man, let's go." I press play. What's the first thing I see? Marvel Spotlight, and I wrote no with like 17 O's in it because the last 2 Marvel Spotlights that we got were freaking Werewolf by Night and freaking Moon Knight, I think.
Oh, that means they
and I have not seen those motherfuckers since then. Not even talked about them. I don't even know where the actors are at, dude. So as soon as it started playing and it said Marvel Spotlight, my heart dropped and I was like, no, don't make it a Marvel Spotlight. Don't get rid of this character, please.
I feel like
please.
This is more having Trevor be in this and be like a kind of like a reoccurring character. Yeah, I feel like this is big, has more implications to be like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Werewolf by Night and then also Moonlight. They both were really dope. Don't get me wrong. Moonlight was sick, but it's like it didn't have any connection to the outside world. Not that I remember. I can't remember outside MCU. I don't remember. But
nothing.
But this one has connections to Iron Man. They talked about Captain America like in it. So it has implications that it can join seamlessly into the MCU. And I think, dude, honestly, all my black brothers and sisters need to be behind Yaya. Pause.
Oh, I mean,
because he's a dope actor, and he could be the representation for like us in that Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because, bro, man, I love it. The fact that they brought his like Haiti. his Haiti background, nationality into this is sick, man. Like it was seamless. Like it wasn't like forced. It was like, oh, his mom's birthday. Like obviously Trevor needed to go there because, and it just flowed perfectly.
It didn't feel forced. It felt like it felt good, man. This my quick thoughts about it real quick. I'll give you an overall.
Yeah, we're going everywhere. My bad.
We're going everywhere. That's fine. You can go everywhere. I want you to give like your overall thoughts about it. Then we'll kind of break it down. All right. So real quick, I'll give my overall thoughts real quick. I want to say this show was wonderful. No pun intended. This like wonderful, amazing show. I thought it was like, I think it's number 2 as far as Marvel television. I had so much fun. It's like what when you watch Entourage or you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, which like it feels real, like you're watching real life stuff, but it's scripted, right? So it felt like that, but in Marvel's world. And I love anything in the world that Marvel has built. I love it, right? The best thing about the show that I think makes it stand out above any other show that they have put out is this show is a commentary on Hollywood, but it's a commentary on acting while acting. Yeah, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
That like, I also wanted to say, hold your thought.
Yes.
I also wanted to say that is phenomenal acting.
Yes.
Because Yaya is acting, and he acted like freaking 30,000.
He's acting as an actor.
Yeah.
Acting other characters.
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
It's inception of acting, dude. It's crazy.
Legit. Like it was so many times where they were different characters. Like when they went up to the I thought it was really funny. Yeah, when they went to the house and they were getting Esteban. And like he was like, we gotta act like cops. And he went to the scene and he was like, I'll ask the questions here, lady. Like that's so like I think that's dope because he is an actor acting as Simon. But Simon was like, yo, I'm an actor, and I have to act out. Like, yo, I feel like you have to. That's levels of acting,
dude. It's
that's
crazy.
So sick. Yeah,
that was the biggest takeaway I got from this show was like the acting is incredible, dude. And you put it up like right. This is how you should have known, and how I should have known. Like, of course, this show is gonna be about acting, the art of acting, dude. Because Ben effing Kingsley, dude. Ben Kingsley is such a good actor, but then and he's like a A-list actor, dude. He's Sir Ben. I'm pretty sure he's knighted. I think he like in real life he's Sir Ben Kingsley. Like he's like the fucking man, dude. Right? So like Ben Kingsley is in here acting. You know it's like Knight of the Seven Kingdoms that we're gonna talk about later. A knight who's like been a knight, and then his squire who is like learning from the best, and they're sharpening their skills on pause on each other, right? But like it's like you're seeing the master with another guy who's up and coming, but like at the same time in real life, it's also the master of acting, Ben Kingsley, with Yaya, who is like a fucking up and coming actor trying to prove his chops, and it's like you're seeing the real life thing, you're seeing the acting thing, and then you're seeing the show. Like it's crazy, dude. The layers in this. So yes. Loved the show. Let's break it down. I got some notes. So loved how like it started off like when they're in the theater, episode 1, right? We got Ben Kingsley, we got Yaya playing Simon Wilson. This guy is just, I mean, he's an actor trying to be an actor in Hollywood. I loved everything about it. Right now, the first scene is there in the theater. And you see him watching Wonder Man for the first time. I thought that was really. I was gonna say it's cool because they use the comic accurate costume from the comics. So like you see, like the first thing you see is like, no, you're good. The first thing you see is like the movie theater and the movie of the original Wonder Man, and he's in the original costume, which I thought was freaking sick. Then you go. I also I'm copying his routine, his morning, like his routine of going, like all the weird stuff that he was doing. I was like, I need to start doing that before I do podcasts, to do that. He goes into the, you're kind of seeing him as an actor going to an audition, right? He's going to this first audition. You see his little process of him warming up. And then as he's getting taken to, and I thought this was a crazy cool point that they did in the show. You see him as like just a guy auditioning for a role, but he got the role, but he's going to play this character on American Horror Story, which I thought was cool that they had all these like real life people, like the real actors, and then the real writer. He's like, oh, you wrote the Sons of Anarchy episode, or you directed the Sons of Anarchy episode. I thought that was such a good, like, one, I loved, you see his his passion for film and acting, and he knows everyone and everything. Bless you. He knows everyone. Like, he knows every person. He's like, oh, that's the writer for this. That's the producer for this. That's the actor who did this scene. He knows everything, which I thought was really cool to see, to show his obsession with acting, right? He goes in. This part I thought was sick, and it's going to relate to later. They're driving him to set, and he's like asking for stuff, and they're like, nah, bro, like we're just taking you from your trailer to the set, and that's it. You're a day player. Like, you don't get to say, and he's like trying to make comments like, oh, what if we did this? And like, dude, you're here for the day. Like, do your thing and get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So they're like annoyed of him,
they kind of sunned him.
Yeah, they're super sunning him, and he's like kind of acting crazy. And you see this with when he first gets to set, and he's like, when he's talking to the I think she's the director of the episode, the black chick that he's talking in the first episode, and he's like, you know, what if we did this? And it's so it paints a picture of like how Hollywood is because like this guy's really passionate about the art of it, but it's like you see the people who work there, and you're just like, dude, we're just trying to get through the day. Like, shoot the scene and get out of here, bro. But he's like, now what did he mean when he said this line right here? Like, because I really think like, how long have they known each other?
Which is crazy. So let me like
get
this.
Into that,
Okay, so me watching this, like, I am obviously a musician, but I grew up theater kid, man. Like, when I was in school, like, I was in band, choir. I also did like 5 plays for my school, so like I know about this. And then shout out to my basketball coach, E.K. Harris. He was in the actor. He was the actor in Escape the Hood.
Oh yeah,
tall dude. Escape the Hood. And he was my basketball coach, but he was also in charge of theater. He wrote all 5 plays that I was in and I starred in, whatever. And
that's
like
sick.
Me watching this and seeing him like go into like, but like, oh, like I need to be.
He's our Simon Wilson. He's our Simon Wilson.
High key.
Yeah.
Shout out to EK, man. I'm gonna send in this. That's my dog, man. He's still in this thing. I mean, he's had movies. He's done this thing. He's been on Netflix. All of that. Anyways, but I remember him telling me back in the day, be the character. So right, like, so when he said Simon, like Yaya had to be like, in real life, like that's a real thing where it's like, okay, well.
What does an obsessed actor look like? Even though I am an obsessed actor, but I have to play like a more characterized.
Like if somebody had to play you, they'll have to go deep and you pause. Whoa, whoa, and deep into your life.
Camera.
Deep into your life, where it's like the writer did not say anything about your dad. Your writer didn't say anything about your dad. It's just you and your mom, and then he'll be like, oh wait, what about Adrian's dad though?
Like,
we didn't say anything about his dad. It's like, okay, well, I think his dad wasn't there, so like
this affects the way that he sees like things around here, and like he might interact with this person a little differently because
that's a real thing. That's a real thing. And but also, Simon is a little weird, so you don't do that at that time. Like you know what I mean? Like that's not a.
It's
thing.
A little like not self-aware. No self-awareness, right? It's like we get that you're trying to do the thing, but also have the self-awareness to be like, hey, read the room. Everyone's just trying to get out of here. Dude. Like, don't be the guy who's holding up production for this. Like the part where he's like, I don't think I'll let her get that close to me. And she's like, yeah, but we set up the movie being like right here.
And then the dude's like, right here. And then the dude's like, the lights are like, we can move that.
We can move it if we want. Just take a few minutes. And she's like, dude, like, really? And he's like, well, if we could move it, I mean. And she's like, all right.
And the fact that I know that for being on like Hop Set, like that takes a long time to do. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, now you got to move this over here, and then like
now we got to change everything. We got to change the lighting. We got to change the it's so you see it, and I thought that was just that right there. I knew I'm in this show. Yeah. Like this is perfect. Like the way that they're showing it, the way that they're like showing the characters interacting with each other, like all this stuff. I was already bought into like his character. I was like, damn, this is sick, dude. So yeah, I love the real. And then at the very end of episode 1, you learned that the DOJ got Trevor. I think, and that's like the first, and then the end of the first episode, and I was like, damn, Trevor, how dare you, bro? Yeah. You really are Barnaby, bro. You're betraying our guy.
The thing that I because I wasn't invested in Trevor yet. I just knew like, oh man, like he's a con man. Like it is what it is. Like I'm not. But like as the story progresses, I'm like, no, Trevor, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, hey. So like, but at the beginning, obviously, like I was like, okay, yeah, like I can see him.
Yeah, they show him in the theater, and
snake.
they go to the movies, and he's in there, and he sees Trevor talking. Which also like the introduction of Trevor, his scenes are so funny. The way that Ben Kingsley speaks, his voice is just like his accent is so cool, dude.
Yeah.
I can listen to him talk all day.
Yeah.
I don't care what he's fucking talking about. I can just listen to it all day. I'm just like, dude, he's so good. But you learn that Trevor's on the phone with the DOJ, and he's spying on Simon.
It's not the DOJ, it's the DODC.
Oh, why did I write DOJ? Department of Justice. That's because
I mean, well,
I mean, message. But the DODC, Department of Damage Control. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how it ends. Blah blah. Okay.
Which pisses me off. Listen, I just want to say, hey, man, shout out to Marvel because it's funny. I always say, the villain has to make me hate them, and like this, like the DODC pisses me off in every facet.
Yeah.
Where Spider-Man, where even I didn't really like Miss Marvel, but it still pisses me off in Miss Marvel. Yeah. Like, and now it's like, bro, y'all niggas gotta chill. Yeah. Like, we don't really care.
And you see that he's like, eventually you learn that he's like. He's under pressure from his boss, so he's just trying to get someone. You know, it doesn't even matter. He's just like, find something on him. Like, it doesn't matter if he's like good about it, but like, just, I know he's a superhero. Let's get him out of here. You know what I mean? So, which is crazy, which you end up learning later.
Yeah. But his name Cleary?
Cleary? I don't know.
I think his name is Cleary.
I think they showed a callback to the Mandarin because I wrote good callback to the Mandarin, which was cool. I wrote F the DOJ. But
that I think that was dope too because I remember seeing, I think Screen Crush or New Rockstars, they had like a breakdown before you watch whatever, and like I think they were gonna tell you everything that you need to know. I did not watch it, but the fact that they did like a kind of like a go back, or what is it called?
Like a kind of like a flashback.
Flashback of.
It was him auditioning. The episode started with him auditioning for the role of like the Mandarin, right? It was like showing him doing like a self-tape, or not a self-tape, but an audition. And he's like, man, I'm just so desperate right now. Like, I don't care. I'll do it. Like, I'll do whatever for this like
and
role.
I think that's
and
dope.
then that was a cool scene to kind of like show like how down and out he was, but then also like how down and out actors get in Hollywood to try to get a role. And they're like, oh, we got a role for you. And then it ends up being the Mandarin, right? So that was a cool like little setup of like something we didn't see. We just saw him as the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, but this was like a cool like setup of that, which was like, oh, that's cool. So then he ends up kind of teaming up with Simon Wilson, and he's like auditioning for a role, right? I think it's, I don't know if he mentions that he's auditioning for Wonder Man. He's like, get me into that, which that part was funny when he calls the thing, gets his set up for the audition.
Oh yeah, he has like he was like a black chick, girl, yeah. I mean, that's just shows like, bro, he's acting on acting. That's the acting is sick, bro.
The layers, bro. The layers, and we'll get there. But I think, we'll get there. So he does that thing. He ends up getting his own audition, which is sick. That was pretty cool. And then you see him kind of like his frantic process again.
Which is, I ain't gonna lie, that's probably the most unreal thing ever.
What, when he was like speeding?
No. When he got the audition, like he was like, oh, like just come through now. No.
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to hustle.
Honestly, anything can happen. But like, it's like, bruh, like. Them people in Hollywood, they ain't about that life.
But his boss had power.
Oh yeah, his
agent had power, so he's pretending to be his agent's
Yeah.
assistant to get. So I think like, so that was pretty dope. So he ends up going to the audition. Before he goes in there, one of the cool things that I thought was really cool is when Trevor, when he's like frantic in the bathroom trying to figure it out, and then Trevor's like, just breathe, man. Like, don't worry about it so much, you know? And he's like, do this where you breathe in, you let all the air out of your body, and you hold it for something, and then you like breathe back in, and you just, your front of your brain shuts down, and your logic shuts down, so then you just go. And then they call him into the room, Simon Wilson, they call him into the freaking room. This is where I fell in love with the show. This is where I was like, oh, this is what this show is right here. Mm-hmm. He goes into the room, he does the breathing, and then he starts acting. And when he starts acting, bro, I was like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
That's acting.
That's what I'm saying. And
it froze me, dude. I was like, oh, shit. He's good, bro. He's good. And I'm not talking about Simon Wilson. Yes, in the moment. But Yaya, dude, Yaya is sick, dude. Like he I was like, whoa, okay. Damn, yeah, this is acting. This is what this show is. And then that's where it was like, okay, I'm on board. From that point on, I was like, I'm in it, dude. And that's where like things started getting crazy. So yeah. His acting in that scene though, like when he first like started acting, I was like, damn, dude, that was crazy. So, yeah. What else? All right. When he sends it for. Oh, okay. So, I think too before he was supposed to do a self tape or something. Is that the?
Oh
yeah,
that's when they went to Joey Pesci.
Joey Pants
from the Matrix.
Yeah, from the Matrix.
I thought that was
scene was amazing.
I thought that was sick. Yeah.
Joey Pants in the whole thing, like that whole thing is hilarious. Dude. Joey Pants, man.
The fact that the crazy thing is, I don't know if he's really like that, but like the fact that he
played it up like he played it.
The fact that they like embodied that like kind of like condescending type actor, where it's like you're kind of like. You have the small guy, you just bring him around just to shit on him. Like, that's crazy. Like, I've seen that happen
everything
before.
He did, too, when he was in the mansion, he was just like, oh, my tree needs light right now. He opens up the roof to, like, let it in light in his, like, tree of the house. Everything was so funny,
What stood out to me is what happens. Well, it doesn't happen to me anymore, but what happened to me when I was like a musician in LA for the first time and I was around these people is where it's like you're around this and you're like, whoa, dude, this is crazy. And then Simon starts to see like, yo, this is messed up, bro. Like you're not cool.
Well, yeah, so that's why I wrote, like, I love when he stands up for Trevor because that's the part you're getting. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you realize like, yo, these people are jacked up. Like, yes, this is so my God, amazing, phenomenal. Yeah. I've been around, like, bro. I've been around a lot of people that got money and got clout or whatever, and it's not as cracked up to be because they will be condescending and they will, try to shit on you and make you feel less than you are, and because you want to get to that, you're like, oh man,
you kind of like willing to take it. A little bit,
and it's like, man, I'm not gonna lie, after hanging out with Hop and seeing, he's a millionaire and he treats people with respect.
Yeah.
No one can ever talk to me any type of way, ever. Because I was like, this dude has way more money than I can even think of, and he still respects not just me, but like everyone, a freaking McDonald's worker. You know what I'm saying? And like I've seen people with more money than him and more clout than him disrespect people that got bread, got money and clout. Like it's like, bro, I don't know. So that part right there stuck to me crazy when he was like, actually, you're not cool, bro. Don't talk to Trevor like that. That was really dope. Because it's like,
him and Pants, basically, like they talk about how they used to be friends. They were on a show together, but then Joey Pants stole the role from him, the lead, and then Trevor kind of brings it up while they're talking, and then that's when he's like, he kind of starts talking shit to Trevor, and he's like, no, you were blah blah, and then that's when Mr. Wonderman over here, Yaya, stands up and he's like, hey, don't talk to him like that. Nah, we're leaving. Like we don't need to record here. It's fine. And then it's funny. I love how immediately like Joey Pants, he's not mad about them leaving nothing. He's just like immediately calls his agent. He's like, why haven't I heard about this Wonderman project? Like what the like that shows like just like
exactly
Hollywood.
How
Hollywood, dude. Yeah. It's just so funny.
Which Hollywood might shun this freaking movie for the fact that they were getting bagged on like that.
I mean,
hey,
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, because it's getting great reviews. I think people like the satire on the on their own genre and stuff, and especially people who are working in. And that's what. So this is funny. Is I'm going to school to like try to get into that industry in a real way. And I remember someone told me that specifically told me, he's like, oh, that's like that they make it seem like that that business and industry seems like impossible, and then when you watch something like this and you see how much goes into production, you're like, there's tons of jobs there, dude. Like, like you just have to go to school and go work there, and you get a job there, and you're in.
Not even that. Like I could probably shout out to. I just met up with my my homegirl Beatrix. The girl that shot. What's her name?
Yeah.
That video's not coming out, by the way. Yeah. Anyways, but we met up. And she's in the film industry, right? Like she's like actual like doing film stuff. How close it is if I really wanted to be like, yo, I want to jump into the film industry. I can ask her to get me in this and give me this, or even some of the guys that Hot rock with. Like I'm like, yo, like I actually want to get into film. Yo, like how do you become a PA? You know what I mean? So it's like easier than people would think. And then from there, people always get discovered, right? Like
once you're in there, like people that have that are important start seeing you, right? They see you in person and they're like, oh, I like this guy.
But it's also, guys, it's not as easy as it is to get like the top of the top, because you got to have that determination. Because what happens, if I want to be in the film industry and I want to be let's just say a lighting guy, I'm going to have to go and be a PA first, which sucks. I've seen how PAs get treated like freaking crap.
Which they show that in this show.
Yeah. They get treated like crap. And you have to be willing to deal with that for a long time until you get put up on another, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's just like anything else. Like if you really want it, like you'll go through it. Me personally, I don't really want it in the Hollywood industry like that. So I would never go through what PAs go through. That freaking sucks. Shout out to all my PA homies, man. If you follow me, I know some of you PA homies from.
Hey, send me a link. I'll quit my job right now and go work there.
From Hops videos, man. Y'all some real ones, because dude, they be doing stuff. Like I remember one time, one of the producers of Hops thing asked me to do something. Like I do everything. Like I'm like a team player.
Yeah.
I do everything that they need me to do. But there was one thing that one of the producers asked me to do, is like a PA thing, and I was like, all right, that's beneath me. I'm not beneath me, but it's like, I'm not about to do that, dog. Like, I think it was like putting oil on somebody. I was like, nigga, I'm not about to do that.
That's a PA.
You got a PA for that, bro. I'm not about to put oil on.
Levels.
Like, I'm an assistant to Jamie. Like, Jamie is not about to have me put oil on somebody's body. So I'm like, I know how to do that, bro. Like, I don't know what they thought, but that's the stuff that you have to do. Like, I've seen them pick up like somebody's freaking throw up. Like, I don't know, man. Not me, man.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But so after that, right? They have the audition or whatever, and I think they're supposed to like send in. I think they're supposed to send in a self tape or something. I don't know what happens, but essentially they end up going back to Yaya's apartment, which he was trying to avoid him going to the apartment, because they kind of showed the breakup thing with his girl and stuff. Which whatever, that was like a minor part of this story. Why are they going so crazy in there? So that happened, but they end up going back to Yaya's house. And then at Yaya's house, that's when you kind of like, Trevor's supposed to put the ring on his laptop, right? Yeah. He does the thing to get the data. And I'm like, fuck, Trevor, no. Why are you betraying our guy like that, dude? Don't do it. Anyways, that happens. Then he sees the sheet on his back, on his wall, which is funny because like that's where he's filming self-tapes. It's so perfect, dude. They captured it so perfect. He rips it down. He sees that the wall's like destroyed, and you're like, "Oh shit, this guy is really powerful, right?" We haven't even talked about the powers aspect of it.
We only
right?
seen it.
Like
we only at this point we only seen
his eyes glow a little bit.
No, the earthquake happened.
Oh yeah.
Not the earthquake. Something happened, and they didn't show what happened.
Yeah.
But it looked like an earthquake happened.
Yeah, that's when they show like his apartment, like I have to get right. Yeah. So okay, so then at the end of that episode, Trevor's like, "Oh," and Yaya's like, "Oh shit, he found out my thing," and then he's like, "It's all good. What are we doing now, mate?" And then that's when Yaya's like, man, I gotta go to my sister's party," which they told him he needs to go to his mom's party. And so Trevor goes to his mom. He ends up getting invited. He invites himself to his mom's party. Now this was one of my favorite parts of the whole season, episode 3, at his mom's house, bro. The Haitian party, like. They captured it. I mean, I don't know a lot of Haitians, but I know a lot of black people. So I feel like the way that they captured this was like they did it right, dude. They definitely didn't do it like.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Yaya is Haitian, and I feel like
that's all.
I don't know if he is or not, but I feel like he is, and I feel like they definitely asked him or even the mom or they asked a lot of people how it works, and they
must have like Haitian writers or something. They have to have someone it speaks to the writing or something.
They even had the food there.
Yeah, they zoomed up on the food, and I was like, I bet you that's authentic food right there. Like that.
Which we got. Hold on a second. We got to really give love to Disney. Shout out to Disney. I know people be hating on Disney, and it's a lot of with Disney, but like this is probably, I think this is like the second or third time they've done a cultural thing. Shout out to. I didn't like it, but shout out to Miss Marvel. They were showing the culture of Miss Marvel crazy, right? Like, I think that's super dope. Yeah. Like, and then
they dive in, like they kind of like dive into different people's cultures through the show.
Same with Spider-Man. I mean, I know that's Sony, but it's still an MCU kind of thing where it's like you're diving into the culture of Miles Morales being Puerto Rican and like you know what I mean, the New York culture of like being a young black kid from you know.
And then Black Panther, they did a good job with the culture stuff.
Yeah.
They did a good job in Black Panther 2 with the Aztecs, like the Namor's people, right?
People,
they dove into that culture, which showed like Mexican culture, like native culture,
yeah,
which was cool.
Dude, honestly,
like,
I commend you guys
Haitian
for that.
stuff. But the way they did the Haitian stuff was so cool. Like I thought that was a cool part of the show that they really like included, and like the fact that they were like Creole and they're like talking like in Creole. It was just, it was so cool.
Best part of it was when they was bagging on him into his face, and he was like, "You know I speak Creole too."
Yeah, I thought that part was so funny. I think I wrote that down.
He's like, "You know I speak Creole too."
Yeah, that part was so freaking funny. But I kept thinking how funny, because even if this is just a show, how funny is it that Ben Kingsley is hanging out with all these Haitian people, like in general? Like having him at the party is funny for the show, but then also in real life, he's Ben Kingsley hanging out with all these Creole people. Like I'm sure it's just like felt so like out of place for him, but it was so like perfect. And I was just thinking about like, damn, dude, like Sir Ben Kingsley over here hanging out with like all these like Haitian people. That's so funny, dude. I thought that was hilarious. Let's see. Oh, when they gave Trevor a wire in this episode to follow him, and I was like, bro, like this is like 2020 or 2030 and like no Bluetooth wire, dude. Like, I got freaking headphones in a mic in my glasses. Like they still gave him like a wire like to put on, and I was like, that's kind of like, we have like crazy ass we have nanobots from Tony Stark, and you're putting a wire.
Well, this is the Department of Damage Control.
Yeah, but they confiscated all Tony Stark's stuff.
They did. Oh yeah.
They should have Bluetooth, at least Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Like put a little thing that's just like a little mic. You know what I mean? Like
that's true,
we don't need all that stuff. Anyway, so I thought that was hilarious because he had actually later on, and I think the end of this episode, he takes out the memory card and breaks it, and I'm like, that it would just go to their phone. It would just not. Anyways, that was dumb. We take freedom for when they threaten Trevor, they threaten Trevor with jail if he doesn't do what he does. And I thought that was cool because I was like, it really illustrated how much we take freedom for granted, as far as like, damn, like once you're in jail, everything's taken away from you. So you like, it made me just realize, I'm like, damn, dude, like I'm lucky that I get to go to work every day and just go outside and like not even have to think about going to jail. And like when you're in jail, you're just stuck. You have no freedom at all to like do anything you want. And like the fact that I can just, if I'm thirsty right now, I can drive down to the store to 7-Eleven and get a drink right now. Like that made me think like, damn, dude, I take this for granted. So thank Lord Jesus that we are here where we are right now doing this podcast. I also wrote that I love how they showed the relationship between Yaya, Simon Wilson, and his agent. Like I love how he talked to her and stuff, and how he called her, and she's like, he's like, "Do you trust me?" And she's like, "I trust you. I think you're one of the most talented." You know, like the way their relationship was really cool. I love that. Okay, so then I think we get to they have the party. We see Trevor interacting, trying to get information about his thing. I thought for sure that they kept bringing up the kitchen and how they remodeled it. I thought for sure like they were gonna he was gonna find something in the fire, like in the remodeled kitchen, that showed like evidence of him being like Wonder Man, right? Because obviously they were kind of implying that there was a fire that happened when he was young and he survived, no injuries at all, right? And you're like, oh, okay, this guy's special. Excuse me. This guy's special. He has powers. And then they talk about later how they remodeled the kitchen because of the fire, right? So it's this brand new kitchen that she had. She's showing off the kitchen with the island and everything. And I thought Trevor was going to go...
It wasn't. The fire happened a long time ago. Yeah, they just remodeled the kitchen because it was like 70s. Yeah, that's what the brother said. It was like.
But it made
70s.
me think like, I wonder if he's going to find some sort of evidence that he. Anyways, right? So I thought that was going to be cool, but nothing happened. But then when Eric, so I don't know if you know about this about the comics, but his brother Eric, all right, is the Grim Reaper in Marvel. He's a villain.
What's the Grim Reaper again?
He's a villain. You've never seen it before. I mean, there's
is the Grim Reaper?
The Grim Reaper is death.
Okay.
In
the
MCU
is an actual.
But in the MCU, there's a character like a villain named the Grim Reaper, and he has like a scythe as an arm. And it's his brother, Wonder Man's brother.
Oh shoot!
Right. So yeah. So in the end, he ends up like in the comics, he does a lot of stuff with Vision and Wanda. And he ends up like killing Vision and Wanda's kids and stuff, like the Grim Reaper, and like Wonder Man has to come and help them, and it's like a whole thing. And he's like
so
always
he turns into a villain.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. In the comics, I don't know if they're gonna do that in this, but in the comics. So when the tension with him and his brother already, I was like, oh, okay, they're setting up the Grim Reaper to come later, right? So that was pretty cool. But you see the tension between him and his brother. Wonder Man ends up being like, blah, F this shit, right? And then that's when you see his full powers kind of like for the first time.
That dude is crazy. And I love how it went slow motion. That was sick because you show the severity of like
how crazy the damage that he
like it wasn't just a quick boom in the table. It was like a boom, and it was like expanded. I think that was sick. Yeah. That was so sick.
I don't know how they shot that, and also they showed that in the trailer like 17 times, and I was like, how did I not see that it was like his mom and his brother and his,
I'm so glad that I wasn't really paying attention. Honestly, I don't think I paid attention to the trailer because I don't think it gave me anything. So I was just like, I just want to see
which people online were hating about the trailer.
Also, honestly, I did it also because they were going to drop all 8. So I didn't want to get anything spoiled too much. So I definitely
which I think they didn't spoil too much. I think that you still have to watch the show. Like the trailer does not do it justice at all. Yeah. But people are also hating on the trailer online, which whatever.
Hating on the what?
The trailer.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even.
People are like, this trailer? Well, I'm not going to watch this show. Well, it's stupid. Yeah. But anyways, whatever. Who cares? Anyways, so then after that, they immediately leave. They start driving. And that's when we get the one-on-one with Trevor and Simon in the car driving. And they have like this real heart-to-heart moment. And this was like where I was like, I wrote this note, and this is something I wanted to bring up. This part right here was when they were reciting different lines from different acting, like different movies back to each other. It was like rappers freestyling, kind of being like, that's what I compared it to. I was like, this is like a rapper like rapping a verse, and then the other rapper being like, well, and then they're rapping back, and then it's like, and they're like back and forth, like rapping to each other, but they're acting to each other. Yeah. And I was like, damn, dude, this is so sick. Like, it's so cool. And like, you're really seeing how talented each one of them are in this moment, because you're just like, damn, he's such a good actor. But then Ben Kingsley does something, you're like, damn, that was sick. And then he goes back and you're like, damn, that was fucking crazy. Like, it's like bars going back and forth. But I was just like, dude, this is so sick. That scene was like everything to me. That scene was like perfect. And then that's when that's when Trevor's like, I gotta go pee. He breaks a memory card and he like kind of turns against the DODC. And then that's when Yaya gets the call. We got callbacks for
that part right there, man. When they got like,
he just put his hand up.
When they got the, it's like for me personally, man. Like we all still waiting for our moment, man. Like, you know, we do this podcast. We're still musicians, and we're just waiting for the moment to where we have that moment of like, yo, we hit the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that was their top of the mountain, man. Like, and I felt, that was a great acting because I felt Simon in that moment. Yeah. Like we had what, three episodes? That was like 3 episodes. Three episodes of him. Like, you're seeing the struggle. You see, the girl just left him. He's having a hard time. You know what I mean? Like, his family, especially the family part. The family part, they were, you know, obviously his mom loved him, his brother loved him, and they want to see him succeed. But like, it's to a point where no one believes in you anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a musician still. Like, I'm 33 years old, and like, I've had some success, but like, I haven't been, you know, I don't make $200,000 a year off my dream. Like, I'm still hustling, bustling. So like, the fact that people still like, at one point people were really into like my dream and understanding. I feel like now, like, I'm 33, it's kind of like people have sagged off, and it's like, dang, not a lot of people believe in me as much anymore. So I felt Simon in that moment was like, dang, like I feel alone. I only got my boy right here.
It's so good you said that.
And then boom, you get the call. Like, man, we did it. Like, I can't believe this is real. You know what I mean? The point where they're driving before they go to the bar, before the craziness happens, where they're just sitting there.
Yeah,
like,
that part was sick. Like, it's like the call back and they're driving back, just sitting there, like, oh my god.
Like
that part was so dope.
He had the emotion where he's like triumph, and then it's like, whoa, like,
now we're just sitting in it, like, fuck, now it's real. Like, you just have to live in it.
So
right?
I felt that, man. I felt that in my soul, bro. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Yaya, man, because his acting is phenomenal.
So good.
I feel him in this movie.
Dude. Yeah. So another thing that you said right now that's perfect, because I wrote this down and I want to talk about this too. So when Ben Kingsley is talking to his mom, and his mom's talking about Simon as a kid, and he was like, there's a she's talking and she shout out to the mom too because she was such a good actor.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
She was saying to Ben Kingsley, she was saying that that he was like kind of sad or something like that, and she went to go comfort him, and then he said, "Thank you for loving me, mommy." Right? And she was like, in that moment, I broke down because I realized I always thought, oh, he's good. He has his movie posters. Like, he's happy. Like, he likes being alone. But it wasn't that he liked being alone. It's just that no one took the chance to, like, really become his friend and really get to know him. Yeah. And she said, and it's like, he felt alone even though he didn't show it. Right? So you're to everyone else, you're like, oh, he likes being alone. Like, he likes being like that. That's just how he is. He likes that. But he wanted someone to, like, feel that. And he still felt alone in that time. And I was like, that part hit me because I'm an only child, right? So, like, I grew up by myself, so I think I found ways to entertain myself, like whether it was like hanging out with my dogs or playing video games or watching television and movies. That's why I'm so into these movies and stuff, because I never didn't have the TV playing because I always felt like I was by myself in my house, so I always had the TV playing to make it feel like someone was there with me. So it wasn't that I yes, I like being alone and I was used to being alone, but I would have loved to have like someone there with me. You know what I mean? And so like that part hit me where I was like, damn, dude, like, yeah, like, like, yeah, he's a weirdo. He's kind of like individual, and you're just like, yeah, he likes being like, he's gonna do his own thing, like, let him do his thing. But deep down inside, he wants someone to like show compassion and show interest in what he's interested in, right? So it's just like that part hit me where I was like, damn, dude, like that was such good writing. I was just like, damn, man.
Interesting, man. That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So like, shout out to the writing for that. So yeah, then they get the part, right. So they're driving. Let's see. Oh no, this is no. Okay. This is the part. This is the best part. Okay, in the car when they're talking, he tells them, he's like, that's when he realizes they kind of like open up about the fact that he has powers, and he's like, yes, I have powers. And then he's like, who cares if you have powers? And he's like, no, I can't have powers because
the doorman
of Daryl the doorman, whatever his name, the last name was. And he's like, wait, what? And then they kind of end the episode right there, right? Then the next episode starts off, and I'm like, what's even happening right now? This episode, bro. Oh my god.
All right, hey, episode 4 of Wonder Man, y'all gotta understand, man. I legit, after the episode ended, I looked on the credits. I was trying to find Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, because this is Atlanta coded to the T.
Yeah,
like, and the guy,
someone
playing,
that works on Atlanta works on
this. The guy that's playing, Ding Dong.
Yeah,
the doorman. He's in one of Childish Gambino's shows, which is Storm, which is the one about Beyonce. And he's in one of the episodes, and he's phenomenal. Yeah, he's so sick. I love him. Like, he's a good actor. But yeah, man, this was so Atlanta Swarm.
This episode was not part of the show. It was like its own thing, and I was like, I even was confused. I was like, wait, what is going on here? What's happening? I thought like when the episode started, I kind of just didn't really think about it. I was like waiting for like Simon to come or something to show like happen, and I'm like, what's happening? It took me a good 5-10 minutes to realize what was happening.
Right when it was like the doorman, I was like, okay, that must be the guy.
I didn't think about what he said, the doorman thing. So I was just like, what is this guy? Why are we following this guy? You know? So we start following this guy. He's the doorman at a club, and whatever. He's talking to his boss. He's just like being the dude. He goes out. He takes out the trash for her, and he sees this like this like goo, which it was from Rock. We skipped this.
It's a very important part. Is the most important part is everybody kind of knows who this guy is, and everybody thinks he's cool. And Josh Gad is very important in this because he's like,
I wrote down Josh Gad is so fucking funny.
Yeah, he's dope. Shout out to Josh Gad, man, because he made it fun. Like, he made it cool. Anyways, Josh Gad is like, yo, doorman, you're my guy. Like, you know what I mean? Come in for the drink after. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's very important to understand that Josh Gad is like, this is like his homie. Like, he rocks with this guy. Anyways, go ahead, continue.
So he's like the doorman. He's letting people in.
Too,
he's letting people in. And then Josh Gad shows up. Josh Gad is hilarious, plays himself, and he like kind of like is being cool with the doorman.
Oh!
Go.
Yo, does that Roxanne?
Yes, Loki.
No, that's Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's in Miles Morales too. Yeah, that we'll bring up the Roxanne thing in a bit. Okay, listen.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah.
Yo!
I know. We're gonna get there. Okay, look. Okay, real quick, just real quick. I'll make it real quick. Okay. He meets Josh Gad. Josh Gad's like, blah, 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 blah. Then doorman dude, he's like talking to the owner of the bar. She's like, oh, they're being cool. And he's like, I like this job. You know, it's cool, whatever. She's like, oh, well, take out the trash for me. And he's like, all right, whatever. So he goes take out the trash. And when he goes to the trash can, he sees one of the trash cans of the dumpsters is leaking. And it's like a portal on the ground. And the freaking dumpster says Roxxon. And I'm sure a lot of people caught that. I don't know if they did or not. I caught that right away. And I was like... That's freaking in Loki, and that's in Spider-Man.
And
dude.
I only know that. Wait, it was in Loki.
I think it's the like the Roxxon Corporation that like in the future. Remember when like he's like looking for his for the other. It's in season 1, I think.
Oh shit.
The girl, he goes to like that big supermarket. And that's when he first meets Sylvie. I think that's like the Roxxon Corporation.
Okay, I remember Roxxon from the first Miles Morales. Video game, guys. And when I saw it, I was like, oh damn, that's the one. So my brain went to that. I didn't even think about Loki, but like, hey.
I mean, if we bring in Miles Morales through Wonder Man or something, like that'd be freaking crazy, dude.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
okay.
So then Doorman gets sucked into this portal. It's very Get Out. It's very Get Out, like the part where he's like in the like a void and these doors start popping up, and then he ends up like waking up and he's like, what happened, you know? And then he goes back to work like nothing happened, and then there's a fire, and then he finds out that he can go through doors, like he can like go through stuff, and like people can go through him, or whatever. I don't know. I forgot what happened originally, but. He ends up like letting people like he's like saves the day and he's like go through me, and then Josh Gad's like we can do it, and he goes through it, right? And he's like everyone follow me, and they go through the door, man. And then Josh Gad hires him as his assistant.
Yeah,
like
which is dope because in the previous part of the episode, the manager was like, man, you should do something else, you know? He's like, and the ding dong guy is like. The doorbell guy is like,
Doorman.
I'm happy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need anything else. He's like, all right, cool. So now fast forward to him saving everybody from the thing. Josh Gad is like, hey man, come work for me. He's like, nah man, I'm happy. Hollywood's not for me. And then Josh Gad is like, you get $200,000, $200,000 of benefits. He's like, all right.
Like right away he's like, yep.
He's like, all right. Yeah, I got
so baby. Yeah, so then he starts working for Josh
like,
Gad.
Bro, like when you see. I know this is a movie, this is a TV show, this is film, but like if you see him, all he was doing at that time was having him escape, and then bringing him like food, which is probably like the best job ever. You paid $200,000 for that?
Yeah,
bro,
just to hang out with Josh Gad at movie sets and then be the doorman and like let people go through you, like have Josh Gad escape with you. So,
that's it. That's all you got to do.
There was a part though where they showed Josh Gad rapping, and I was like, it's so funny. It's so bad on purpose, but Josh Gad's like at the club and he's like, yeah, with doorman. Like it's so bad.
I had to, you know what I had to do though? Actually, I had to look up. Because the manager said, somebody said something about hanging out with Olaf, and I was like, what the heck does that mean? And I looked up, and Josh Gad is Olaf, and I'm like, oh yeah, Josh Gad is freaking
Olaf,
rich.
Yeah, he plays Olaf in
Frozen, and Frozen's like one of the biggest movies of all time. So I'm like, I don't even care whatever Josh Gad has done or before that or after that. Frozen got him paid. That dude he's up. He's super up, bro. So like he's, you know what I mean? He's the guy. Anyways, I thought that was funny because I was like, the lady was like hanging out with Olaf. I was like, what the heck? And I looked at the Josh Gad. I was like, oh, he is Olaf. That's crazy.
It took me a while to realize because I knew Josh Gad, but I was like, oh, that's why he's so big.
I literally only know him outside of Olaf. I didn't know that before, but the only thing that I genuinely have seen him in is Wedding Ringer with Kevin Hart. Yeah. Other than that, is it Wedding Ringer? Wedding something with Kevin Hart. And other than that, like I know his face, but I don't know him like that. But then when you think of Olaf, it's like, wow, that dude got money, bro. And he's probably like one of the most A-list out from having that moment, you know. Anyways, so, I thought that was funny.
So he starts working for Josh Gad, whatever. Then he goes to set with him, and then that's when the guy is like, "Oh, you should." Like he meets another agent. The guy was like, "You should work for, you should like do your own thing, right?" Is that what he starts doing?
Yeah.
And then I forgot what his like breakout is. Like, I think in the Josh Gad's doing a movie. And they're like, how do we escape from this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Right? How do we escape? Like, you wrote it bad, so he can't escape. And he's like, I know a way. And then Doorman shows up and he's like, ding dong, like, which I literally wrote down fucking ding dong in giant letters because it was so funny that he kept saying ding dong. That was like his trademark.
But that's all I'm saying.
Ding dong.
That's all I'm saying about
Ding dong.
Donald Glover coding because he's saying ding dong and he's like, that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
And then when his 15 minutes of fame is up, people are like, why is it ding dong? Why couldn't it be knock knock?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, that is Donald, like, bro.
And he didn't even think about it. He's like, damn, I never even thought.
Yeah, bro, like, bro, that is Donald Glover, bro. Like, whoever wrote this or made this episode is they what they do the meme with Soulja Boy, bar for bar, word for word, like
stole my flow,
yeah,
dude.
like this is legit, like Atlanta, bro. Like this could be an Atlanta episode, bro. Like this is one of my favorite episodes out of the whole thing.
Yeah, same. So then Doorman starts like becoming famous because he's like the first like superhero actor. He's like doing all these things, right? He starts coming on shows and he goes on the late night show with that guy. And he's like, I don't know about this bit, man. He's like, nah, it's going to be funny, man. It's going to be cool. So then he goes on to this late night show with the guy, and he's like doing, like, he's kind of making fun of him a little bit, almost like he's like, on the door, man.
Yeah.
Like pulling stuff out, and he does it. But I thought what was really funny is when he comes out, when they're like, DeMar, Doorman, whatever. He comes out, and they play ding, ding, dong, ding, 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 dong. Keep your hands ringing, ding. That's a Dr. Dre, ding, ding, dong. But then it's like a girl singing ding, ding, dong, ding, 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 dong. I thought I was cracking up, dude, when they did that part. I was like, that's Dr. Dre. Then I wrote ding dong again because I was like, ding dong, dude, ding fucking dong.
That is so Atlanta coded.
So
man.
then you kind of start
Atlanta. It's like Atlanta mixed with Jordan Hill mixed with like. That's so good.
This
man.
episode perfectly encapsulates like this cool guy who ends up like getting this big break, and then his like whole rise of his 15 minutes, and then his fall off of his 15 minutes, which is crazy. So he does this thing, right? He goes on the show. You start seeing people starting to clown him a little bit, right? Like, oh, okay, this guy's not taking me serious, right? Then from there, he starts getting advertisers, and I thought it was funny when he does the Explolax, like the commercial, and he like comes in, he's like ding dong, like Exolax, whatever. And then I thought it was funny. This is a little detail, but the flavor of the Exolax is a black cherry, and I was like, that's racist, dude. That's racist, but also hella funny, right? Oh, and then okay, so then. I forget, something happens where they kind of like people start falling off from him, and he does an apology on Instagram.
Oh, because the potato
Oh
thing.
yeah, he endorses the potato thing
because it's hot, and you can see in the initial video. He's like, yeah,
it's a dumb product to endorse. He's like,
yeah, it's and his face is like, yeah, this is hot, but then it starts to burn people.
Yeah, so then it ends up blowing up, and then he gets backlash online. So then he does his like apology video. It's like the perfect dude. It's so perfect. But I thought it was funny when he's like, "Hey doorknobs," hey, like his name for his fans is the doorknobs. And he's like, "Hey doorknobs, I just want to apologize for everything that's been happening." Like, it's so perfect, dude. It's so perfect. Anyways, at the end, the way he signs off, he's like, "And remember, keep knocking." Yeah, he says, "Keep knocking," which is hilarious. Anyways. So then what happens, right? He ends up being on set. He's kind of getting a little too out of hand. He's like drinking, blah, blah, all this stuff. And then he ends up doing a movie with Josh Gad where he's supposed to like be the doorman, and they're supposed to go through him. And Josh Gad goes through him, and as he's going through him, he freaking throws up, and Josh Gad gets stuck in the void of his body, which is weird, dude. It's so weird.
Which I just did when you said void. Bring it back for
the void.
Loki.
The void and Loki and everything. Like, it's all connected, dude. We're in Marvel. We're in Marvel.
Yeah.
So Josh Gad is now gone, which I think will be hilarious if in Secret Wars or Doomsday, like, we're in the void, and I don't know where Josh Gad is in the background. He's like, we're like, oh yeah, because he went in the void, right? So I'm sure that's gonna come back later, but it ends up being like a thing, right? Where they end up coming up with the doorman clause, right? Which is basically superhero people are too dangerous. The insurance is too high. You can't have superheroes working on set, which I thought was such a cool way to show like this is the reason why we're showing this Batman, the story of the doorman, because we watch his rise.
You can literally be like, we go back to episode 3 at the end where he was like, well, I can't because the doorman clause, and then you can literally have said, the dormant clause, Darrell did the
But instead, they did a whole episode to explain it.
A funny episode, like a very
episode,
entertaining, very entertaining episode, which I thought that was really
just to
cool.
explain the dormant clause, which was so freaking cool. So at the end. And then so you kind of watch it, and then they say, well, like when it gets to the news, which they had Mario Lopez like doing it, where they're like, oh, the doorman clause is now the new thing. No superheroes in Hollywood anymore. And then they zoom, and then they show that Yaya's watching it on his phone, and he's like, fuck, dude, because I have superpowers, right? So obviously, and he's on set, and he's on set, and he stands up and he walks out of set, and I thought it was really cool because at the end of the episode. As he's walking off set, the last person that they show is the broom man kind of sweeping. And that's like classic theater, like the end of the show, right? Like the end of the episode. So I thought that was that was like a little like ode to like classic theater is like the last thing you see is the guy sweeping the stage, right? And like it was like him sweeping the stage, like ending the episode. And I was like, damn, that was a cool way to end the episode. Yeah. So cool.
That's tough. Yeah.
So then we get into episode 5. I think I didn't write a lot of notes on this one. I took a couple notes, but I think this is when he's at the bar with Trevor and they're like celebrating.
Yeah, this is the Esteban episode.
Yeah, this is the Esteban episode. So he ends up they're at the bar, they're celebrating, and then out of nowhere some guys come up to Trevor and are like, hey, you owe us money, blah, 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 and stuff. And then they take Trevor outside, and this is where we get Wonder Man's full powers.
Which is, I want to talk about that because I feel like it's very important that we talk about this, this was sick because Yaya isn't like a trained fighter. Yeah. So you see sloppy.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think that's really cool. I thought that was a really cool detail. It was just like
when he gets like starts shaking and starts feeling it, like his body starts vibrating. You see like the ions like off of his body, like, and then he starts going crazy. He starts beating the hell out of these dudes.
And he didn't even beat him up. Like he kind of like was just grabbing. And I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool because like usually like you know what I mean, like you start off, hey, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like it's like that, but like this one's like. Yo, like instinct just popped off. He's like, yo, I gotta grab this dude. I gotta hit this dude with this dude, or put this dude up this. Like it's like he wasn't like punching. It wasn't like that. And I thought that was cool because it's like, yes, he's an actor. Maybe he hadn't did any films of him fighting, but like it's like, yo, I don't know how to fight.
Yeah, I'm just
trying to get like out of this situation. You know what I mean? I thought that was really cool because you know you look at like I mean me, I think I can kind of box a little bit, but like just the average person, if you did get powers, like you probably don't know how to fight. You probably just be like, dude, move, and then you boom, you know, like and
that's what happened. Like
you don't know how to be like, oh, let me punch him in the jugular.
He was just like, get off of him, and he like threw him, and the guy like went flying across the wall.
I think that's really cool. I thought that was really cool.
That was a great point. So they're fighting crazy ass shit, and he's like, blah, 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 whatever, like he's about to freak out, and then he beats everyone up, blah, 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 and then they cut, and he sees a guy on a scooter with a motorcycle helmet with the freaking GoPro that recorded the whole thing, and he's like. He probably didn't see it.
He definitely.
He's like, nah, he saw it, dude. He like clicks it, and like runs away, goes off in a scooter, and then they start chasing him, which I thought was a funny scene where they're chasing him and stuff. And then it shows, I thought this was a really funny part in that episode. They're trying to chase him, but then as they're chasing him, they get stuck in traffic in Hollywood. And if you guys have been to Hollywood, if you guys have driven in Hollywood, like they captured that shit perfectly, dude. They're like right there, and they're like stuck, and he's like, we can't go anywhere, dude. Like there's nothing. He's like, I bet you it's the Hollywood Bowl. Like, and it's funny because like that's such an LA thing to say, you know, to be like, oh, there's probably an event at that Hollywood Bowl. That's why that's why there's so much traffic right now. And he's like, no, the Hollywood Bowl's not even. He's like, no, I bet, dude. You know, I saw Cher there. He's like, I thought that part was hilarious. I was like, all right, dude. So anyways, then they see him again. He goes on the sidewalk and starts doing it, which in LA, if you see someone drive on the sidewalk, that's just another day in LA. Dude.
Yeah,
I thought that was like...
He's got to get out of the way.
Yeah, I thought that was funny because I think everywhere else that wouldn't play, but when you think about walking in like down Hollywood Boulevard, if you saw someone drive on the sidewalk and start driving crazy, you would just be like, yep, I'm in LA, dude. Yeah. That's just how it is over here. There's just wild shit that just happens. So anyways, they go to the house. They end up finding where like
if you don't live in California, you don't understand this. Somebody would legit drive on the sidewalk.
To speak on that too, I thought it was so perfect how they captured everything. Even the little studio where they go to film the self tape, that scene in the second episode where they go to that little studio and she's like, well, actually, I read all the offline things, but like the shopping center that they went to, that's like downtown. That's like LA. Like that's like a 2-story shopping center. Like that's LA, right, dude?
Everywhere they went, I feel like it's a real place. I feel like they probably just put signs over it to like
dude, it was
not
perfect.
promote.
I mean, they show in this episode. I think they show the Chinese theater too, which is like downtown. Hollywood. That's like perfect. Anyway, so they end up they find they're like, oh, it's like he almost wants us to chase him, which was so hilarious. They end up going. They go to this little bar. They run into to the guy who
I think it was Jaden.
Jaden or something like that. But that kid that plays that actor, he's a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian. He's the comedy store and stuff. He's friends with like Bobby Lee and all them. And he was in this movie that I went to go see called Drugstore Jenny or something like that. I forgot what it's called, but Drugstore or something. And it's with Esther Bavinsky, which is one of my favorite comedians as well. Anyways, but that was cool. I was like, oh, I like that guy. That guy's funny. I've actually met that guy before because I went to go to the premiere of that movie, the Drugstore Jenny June, or I think it's called Drugstore June. I went to that premiere and he was there, and I got to talk to him, which was cool. So, anyways, I was like, oh, that's the guy from the. Anyways, so that seems cool. Then they end up meeting him, and he's like, okay, I'll give you the thing if you, which I thought was funny too, because he's like, it's already going to upload to the internet if I don't do it. And then Trevor's like, I don't know if that's a real thing, dude. Like, that part was so funny when they're trying to figure out if it can upload. Yeah. And he's in the house, and he's like, Trevor's like, tell me real quick, can you upload a video directly from your thing? And she's like, no, you have to, without a laptop, you have to connect to the laptop. He's like, I knew it. I knew it. Anyways, that part was funny. But they end up, he's like, I'll give you the memory card if you go to the house and get my bike back from this guy, Esteban, blah, blah. They go to the house, and you think it's a drug dealing thing, but this is so LA, and this is so LA and freaking, like, Mexican coded right here, where it's like they get to the house, and they're like, oh, they're selling drugs. They're, like, bagging up drugs and stuff. And he's like, nah, bro, this is a freaking chamoy candy factory. Like, we make our own chamoy candy here. And he's like, look at it, mango. Like, and he's like, oh. And then he's like, when what's the name? Yaya's still trying to be all tough, and Trevor's like, I don't know, man, try the peach rings. Like, they're so good. I thought that part was so funny. Anyways, so ends up blah blah all this stuff. They end up like deleting the video. I forgot what happens. Like what happens?
The other dudes that were trying to fight him came.
Oh yeah, and then that's
put the gun to the Jaden dude's head.
And then
they shot at the cops.
Yeah, they shot at the cops, and that's when they just left. But it was funny too when he was on the thing. He was like, "I'm sorry about Chamoy dudes, bro." Like Chamoy dudes is the name of the thing.
And Esteban opened the door to save him, and then they all ran out in the back.
They ran out the back, and
that
then Trevor.
That was a cool ending of that saga.
Yeah. So they take off. Boom. Okay. Cool. Now, I episode 6 again. I wrote Marvel Spotlight again because I just hate seeing that.
Jeez, man. They better not do Yaya bad, man.
Oh, this is where they show the origin of the Mandarin or whatever. Blah blah. They did say something about our heroes and gods only get this. So they said something about heroes and gods, which I think is the arc of DC right now. So I wrote if they're like throwing shade at DC for that. But anyways, this is where they end up leaving, and that's when they go to the house. I think that's when they go to the director's house,
Von
Kilmer's house. So they go to the house.
Well, shout out to him, man. He did a really good job as well.
Yeah,
I think he really embodied the weirdo director vibes. You know what I mean? Like he did a really good job. In being that like. Yeah,
he killed it with that stuff. And so they get to the house. And there's all these different actors, and I love how he's like, that guy's a natural. And then when they do show him acting, like he is actually a natural, and he's like, fuck, he is a natural. I thought that was funny. But he gets to the house, and there's also other actors there, and they're all kind of auditioning for the role of Wonder Man and Barnaby, right? So this part I thought was really cool because when they did, he basically was like, he gave him a Savon Kilmer, like put him in the room, and he's like, do this scene right here. And he does the scene, he has him act out a scene, and I thought this was a real cool way of like having like, imagine if Jay-Z got a bunch of rappers and then he's like, you two battle about this. And then you're like, okay. And you start rapping. And so it was like showcasing these young actors in front of the other actors. And I thought that was really freaking cool. Like the showcase of like their skills and stuff.
Which I think, honestly, for those guys that was in that room, they were doing like a really good job. Obviously, your boy Kingsley, and then the other kid with the glasses.
Yeah, the one down where he was like, no, and like ran out into the room. And, like they all followed him. They're like, oh shit! Like that was such a good scene. Like it was so cool. Like I thought the idea of like, okay, this is how you feel about this, and you don't know about this, and they just had to go. They just had to improv, and they were going, and I was like, damn, this is such a cool scene.
Yo, I just realized I forgot about this. It's probably like the mid of the episode where, yo, he just punches them in the face.
Oh yeah. Okay. I
forgot about that part, bro.
So they're doing their acting thing. They're doing their acting thing, right? They're doing their acting thing, and at this point, I had been watching all these episodes by myself. Kat and her sister just got home right when I was watching this, right? This scene's happening where they're acting to each other and stuff. And then I guess to Yaya's part, and the guy like Von Kilmer's like.
Is the second part where he's. Is this the second part? Because the second part he gets up is like, he's like,
when he does that,
I want to redeem myself.
Yeah, so the first time he does it, he does Pretty Woman, and he's like, that's not what I was looking for, dude. Like, you just did a scene out of that movie, and so, which, you know that guy, right? Like, where it's like you don't read the room, and you're like, this guy's overthinking, like he's been doing too much, man. Like, you know. Anyways, he throws like the dishes and stuff. Anyways, then he's like, I want to redeem myself. Let's do it again. And then he's like, all right, cool. You're this. And he kind of gives him a description of like very personal stuff that's like very, it's gonna hit Yaya hard. And then they start acting. I'm over here watching on the couch, and then out of nowhere, like the guy's like talking. We know your secret, blah blah all this stuff. And then out of nowhere, boom! Yaya just punches him in the face, and his hand goes through his face. I was like, whoa, shit, dude! And I was like,
I was like that too. Yeah.
I was like, they just showed like what just happened, dude. He just killed someone. Like this is crazy. I was going crazy. I'm like, they didn't show his powers this whole entire 6 episodes, and now you want to just punch someone in the face? Like that caught me off guard, dude. So off guard. I was like, is this what this show is? Like, that's crazy.
I was like, so he's a villain.
Yeah. My mind went crazy in that part, but. Turns out he was just dreaming, right? But still, that part caught me completely off guard.
Good pump fake. Good pump fake.
Great pump fake. So then whatever, they act, and it's like, that was good, but whatever. So then he ends up like, I think that's when Yaya like goes in the backyard and he kind of like talking to him, like he's just like looking at the view from the mansion, and Trevor comes up to him and they have another heart to heart, and Trevor says something that really cool that I wrote down in this part, but he's like, I wrote message because like it was like a message. You guys know, if you know. But message, right? And he says an actor's job is to hold up a mirror to nature itself, right? And like that's like so that's what I wrote down. I was like, oh, that's what acting is. It is to hold up a mirror to reality, and it makes people feel connected, because that's why we get so invested in acting and watching these movies and shows, is because we're seeing ourselves in them, or our real life things in them, and that's what a true actor does. Like, a true actor doesn't just act and do this play and do this stuff, right? It's like giving true human emotions where you're like, damn, I do that, or like I felt that way before, like, and it's holding up a mirror to nature. And I was like, damn, that's like the perfect way to cap this whole show, is like, yes, they're holding up a mirror to nature, and that's why you feel so connected watching it. You're like watching it because it's like the acting's so good, everything's just, it's so fucking dope. Anyways, so I wrote that, and then at the end they end with Shaka Khan, the song Shaka Khan, that part. Do you remember that part? I forgot how it ends, but they like talking. I don't know what song is that. I think they are about to leave. They're about to leave, and then as Trevor and Simon are about to leave, the director pulls him, and he's like, no, you guys got the part.
I don't want to tell everybody.
I don't want to tell everybody in person, but like, you guys got it. And then they're like, oh shit. And then I think that's when they like sit in the car and they're driving, and they're just like, oh shit.
Oh, is that that part? Oh, okay.
That's when they're driving.
Okay.
But then I think they turn on the radio, and or something happens where he says like Shaka Khan or something like that, and then it's like they play the Shaka Khan song. Get it, Shaka Khan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, so that part was sick. I was like, damn, the music in the show is freaking good. I was like dancing. I let the whole credits play because I was listening to that song. Anyways, that was sick. All right. Then episode 7 comes. The come up. This is where you see, okay, they got the roles. Like, they are kind of like in charge. This is where he's he's getting his makeup done and stuff, and he's like,
he's talking to him.
He has his own PA.
And the guy is talking about you trying to get a. I love it because that's how it is. And I've only been on music video sets. I haven't been on like film sets. Yeah. But like music video sets, they always abbreviate things.
Yeah.
So when they were talking about the protein shake, and what did he say, brekkie, or he said like turkey bacon. He was abbreviating it, and I was like, that's what they do. They literally abbreviate everything, like Church on the Move, or like they'll say things in the world of film.
So it was funny, I think seeing it's really him funny, seeing him getting driven around by his PA. That guy who played his PA, he like played that perfect, like that role. Like even the way he said it, he's like, oh, excuse me, coming, like just the way that he was like coming through. Oh, we got number one coming through on stage right now. We're gonna stop and get turkey bacon and all that stuff. So like Trevor's like, or Simon's like starting to kind of like feel himself, and he's like,
Yeah.
all right, wait, can I ask for this? And they're like, yeah, and he's like, oh, well, I want bacon.
I want real bacon.
Yeah,
he's like,
I want turkey bacon. And they're like, actually,
too. Yeah.
bacon. And, and he's like, all right, we got you, big dog. Like, we got you.
Yeah.
So then he goes.
He gets it, and he's like, I'm good.
That's the best part too. Like, so they get the PA guy comes in, and like the young intern dude, he comes in with the breakfast. He's like, sorry, I was late, but I got you the thing. And they're like, oh, you know what? Don't really have an appetite now. And he's like, okay, like what am I supposed to do with this? And then that's when Ben Kingsley is like, hey, it's your lucky day. And I was like, oh, that's a funny part to think about, because like I was like, damn, as an intern, sometimes you're probably like doing some crazy shit, but your way of getting repaid is like, well, I get to eat the breakfast. You know what I mean? Like they didn't want it, so I get to eat it. That was really funny.
Also, that I feel like I really like that part because it shows Kingsley, whatever his name, Trevor and Simon. So Simon was like, oh, actually, I don't want it, and like in that moment, like he didn't have the social skills to be like, oh, you have it, but Kingsley was there and was like, oh, you have it.
And then
like,
after he told him to like do it, he's like,
and that shows before it gets to the lady. It shows like how not weird, how
kind of awkward
awkward Simon
is, and then how charming Trevor is.
Yeah, and then you get to the lady.
So then they're on set, they're kind of starting to film, and then that's when like they want to interview someone. This girl wants to interview him, and she's like a super aggressive journalist who like finds out things about you and kind of writes bad things about you. So then Yaya starts like acting up even more to like he finds about him, and they're supposed to do an interview with him, and she follows him around, and he starts acting super weird, and he's like, yeah. No, stop at craft. Man, I like to get my own craft services, like, just so I can talk to the crew and stuff. All that part was hilarious, and he's like trying to overdo it, and she's like, "Just ignore me, I'm not here." And he's like, "Yeah."
Which for everybody that's watching that don't know that he's trying to avoid her finding dirt on him.
Yeah, especially that he has powers.
And the powers thing too, which I thought, we're probably gonna get to it. But I'm probably going too fast, but I thought was really cool. It was a pump fake into us, and then they got to Trevor instead.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I thought that was really cool, because I was like, oh, somebody's about to snitch on him about his powers.
Yeah,
but she was like, no, you all good, like,
Yeah,
but you, Trevor, I was like, oh, shit, that was a sick pump fake for the whole episode, because the whole episode
you're getting Simon's anxiety.
Yeah,
like he's giving you anxiety because he's like freaking out. So you're like, oh shit, like she's gonna find out about his powers, because obviously we're following Simon the whole show. So we're like, he has powers. They're gonna find out about that. He has powers. We saw Doorman. What happened with Doorman? So he can't be in this movie. He just got the biggest break of his life. Yeah, and he can't be in this movie if she finds out. And then she pump fakes it, and she's like, "You're doing the interview, yeah? No, you're
your
good.
brother was fine.
Yeah, but how'd you become how'd you go from being a terrorist to now being in a movie? Blah blah." And he's like, "Wait, what?" And then like that's when things pop off. But I thought it was cool, and then that kind of I set up the betrayal Barnaby, because that's when it kind of like that's when Trevor I think freaks out, and that's when Trevor I think turns again. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the dirt, like whatever." I think they kidnap him. The DODC takes him again, and they're like, "We're gonna put you in jail."
It was a good day for Simon, and they both got to the hotel or Simon's house, and like he drops him off, and they're off. I think they're feeling good at that moment. Yeah, and drops him off, and then boom,
that's when like DODC
or DODC
shows up, and they're like, "Hey, we need something on Simon Wilson. Do you have anything?" And he's like, "No, I got you. You just gotta let me do my thing, or whatever." Right? So then we get to episode 8, the finale of this show. We're wrapping up, guys. But get to the season finale, which I thought the season finale was good. I didn't love the very, very ending, but it was cool, right? You see him, they have the movie, they end up okay, before this, right?
You're missing a big part,
missing a big part. Okay, after the DC thing, whatever. That's when he's at his house. He's still at his house, and then I think they're starting to figure out, like, they have, like, evidence on him or something. I forgot what Trevor gave him evidence, or someone gave him evidence to know that and they're starting to move in on him.
I think the episode 7 ends where the betrayal happens.
Okay, yeah.
And he blows up the freaking studio.
Oh, yeah.
He blows up the studio, which was sick.
Yeah, that's the part. That's episode 7.
He blows up the thing because he goes and he's just exuding that power. Yeah, the way they film it,
that part
to
was
show
sick.
him, and he's like walking, and it's like everything's shaking like an earthquake. It's so sick. And then he walks in, and he's like, ah, and it boom.
Yeah, the whole
I think that's really cool. Like
to show how powerful he is.
Also,
you're like, damn. Dude.
And also, they're not even touching the surface of probably what he got, he could do. So it's like you barely showed us a little bit, and he blew this freaking studio up, dude. Yeah. That was so sick.
Yeah, it was crazy. So that's the end of episode 7. And then that's when the DODC, they're like, oh shit, they like go to the studio. They're like, oh, there was an explosion at the studio. They go, they find it. They're like investigating now. Now we're like, oh shit, they're coming for Simon, right? And then
there's another pump fake. Well, go ahead.
What?
No.
There's a big pump fake too. Yeah. So we're like, okay, fuck. They're coming for Simon. You see helicopters and stuff. You're like, oh man, he's coming. So then he calls his mom and he's like talking to his mom, telling him like, I just love you. Thanks, blah blah, all this stuff. Thinking he's about to get arrested right now. And then
because the Cleary dude is like, yeah, he's at the apartment right now. Everybody go get him.
Yeah. So
and then Simon sees the helicopter and he's like accepting the fate basically.
Yeah, like they're gonna come for me right now. So then he gets a call from Trevor, and Trevor's like, hey, they have like another freaking bomb-ass writing session. The freaking writing in this show is amazing. They're talking to each other, they're having the best time ever. And he's just like, Trevor's like, I just want to say thank you. Like, do this movie for me, blah, blah, stuff. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you know, you got to make the sacrifice. Or I forgot what they say, whatever. But pump fake. The DODC is not coming for Trevor or for Simon. For Simon, they're coming for Trevor. Nowhere, he's like turned on the news or something like that, and then he turns it on, and that's when you see that Trevor is being the Mandarin again, and he's claiming he's saying that he did the bombing, and so they have to come and arrest Trevor, and they end up arresting Trevor, and the DODC dude is like, I know you're covering for him, but we're still gonna find out about him, but it's fine, we got this. So now the DODC guy gets his big villain. He gets to say like, I did it. Trevor's taking the fall for him, and Simon still gets to go do the movie. So then Simon goes. He shows up to set. Von Kilmer's like, hey, I'm really sorry about what happened today, but we're going to lose a day if we don't shoot. So we got to keep doing this. Yeah, very Hollywood, very Hollywood.
They do not care, bro. Like, it's like, yo, we still
I know your best friend and like co-star of this movie just got arrested, but we pay for this set, so like we need to make this movie happen. So if you can like get on, let's do this, right? So then whatever, it kind of gets very fast paced during this part, right? Shoot the movie. Movie comes out. Joey Pants ends up replacing him as the thing, which is the funniest callback of the show. To have him like episode 2, and then like you kind of forget about him, and then at the end they're like, oh yeah, Trevor got taken out of the movie, and then the movie comes out and it's freaking Trevor or fucking Joey Pants, and you're like, damn, dude, that's so fucking funny. So Joey Pants ends up replacing him. The movie comes out. The movie's great. Right, everyone loves it.
His brother cries.
His brother cries. His brother tells him like, you did good. Don't forget about us when you're big. You know, big star. He looks like The Weeknd in this scene, which is hilarious.
Which is dope because that goes back to what we were talking about. I think like episode 3, where it's like, yo, like nobody believed, and now that you got the big break, it's like, okay, everybody understood like, the sacrifice that you had to make, and like his mom, obviously his mom believed in him, but his brother is the big one for me because it's like. He was the one like, yo, we got to open it for your job. It's like, you know, like I know what I want to do. So the fact that, you know, that was dope. That was a dope moment for me. And then also it's like his manager, which she believed in him too. But the fact
she was like, oh, Trevor made the right call. Like you got to pick of whatever script you want.
Yeah. Now. So that man, see, when he was talking about the mirror thing, this whole show, I felt
connected to it. Like, it makes you like, you're like, damn, I'm the guy chasing the dream, and like, you know. Yeah. So then he gets the movie role. He does the thing. And he like blows up, whatever. And I think that's kind of it, right? I think it ends with like happiness kind of thing, but then there's a whole nother scene.
Yeah.
Right?
Which
it ends with happiness, right?
Which got like it
threw me off.
Yeah,
it completely threw me off. But once you see it and once you figure out what's happening, it's brilliant. Brilliant. So then you're kind of like, okay, boom, movie comes out, happiness, boom, happy ending, boom, ends. Then it cuts back and you're like, okay, where are we at? We see this white guy in the middle of nowhere, like a country dude, and Simon shows up and basically is telling this guy like, "Hey, I'm filming a movie and I'm gonna follow you because I'm like a method actor, so I want to follow you and just like learn about you." And the guy's like, "That's kind of weird, just me? Like I'm just like a normal dude." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, but like that's exactly why I want to follow you because I just want to like learn about your techniques," which is so sick because I was like. Okay, Wonder Man is already cool with his power set, but then the acting element of it, I'm like, what do you do with the actor? This is such a cool part of his like his powers or his being in his character, right? Is that like he can do that. He's such a method actor that he's like he's going undercover and people just like all trust him because he's an actor. He's a famous actor. So people are just like, okay, yeah, like you want to follow me and hang out at my house? Cool, like dope. You're you're freaking Wonder Man. So the guy lets him follow him, and you're like, why is he following? I don't get what's going on. Like you're kind of like trying to figure out, like, okay, he's just following this guy, kind of like figuring it out. And then he goes, and then he's like, can I come to work with you? And he's like, I mean, yeah, I guess we can make it work. We can figure it out. And then he goes to work, and you realize where he works is the prison that the DODC showed in like episode 2. And you're like, oh, that's where they're holding Trevor, dude. And this is all just a ploy for Simon to go into the prison to break out Trevor, dude. Yeah. And you're like, I was like, oh, dude, I lost my mind. I was like, oh, shit, that's so sick. Yeah. So then he goes into the prison, and you see the DODC guys kind of talking like, I don't know, like, we analyzed the scene of the studio when he blew up the thing, and the ionic levels were off the chart. If he's able to manipulate ionic molecule particles or whatever, he can be the most powerful person we've ever seen. And he's either a great ally or asset or enemy or something like that. And so then you're like, and as they're talking, like you see Simon kind of walking through the hallway. The guy that he was following, he's like, wait, I got a bank deposit for how much?
Which was sick.
Which was sick because it shows that Simon also now has hella money, which is pretty cool. But then Simon kind of is like walking through. He breaks a freaking camera without even doing anything. He just uses his powers to like break the camera, which was sick. I didn't notice that until I watched it. I had to watch it a second time. I watched it this morning again. And then he breaks the camera, shows up to Trevor's thing. Trevor's riding, and he's like, what are you riding? And he's like, Simon? He's like, nope, Alejandro, actually. Like, it's a long story, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, boom, breaks open his cell, and he's like, we can't get away. Like, there's all these people over here. There's all these people over there, all this stuff. And he's like, we're not going that way. And then he grabs him, and he's like, getting his powers, and then blasted the roof. And that's the end of the freaking show, dude.
Now,
that's the end of the show.
This was very long-winded, but I was waiting to get to this point of the time. And this has been, if you're here right now, guys, I appreciate you.
Wasn't the most comprehensive breakdown we've ever done,
I want to say one thing that is very important that no one's talking about. Who is this? Because this isn't Wonder Man. His name's not Wonder Man. What's Simon? Who's Simon going to be? Because Wonder Man...
No, I think he is Wonder Man, but because Wonder Man.
Because if you watch Wonder Man in the movies, he's like this pew guy. Yeah. This isn't Wonder Man.
I think he's gonna take the name of Wonder Man.
Don't do that.
He's not. No, there's no one else. There's no one else like him. But I will say this, okay?
Because I'll be make a new character. I don't know. I mean, Wonder Man's sick, but I'm just like, I'm just like, oh man, like if you've seen Wonder Man, for me, I don't know the comics, but for the movie that they showed of Simon being watching Wonder Man as a kid, he was like this guy where it's like pew and Barnaby, but like his powers are totally different. Yeah. He's a Haitian dude, black dude. Yeah. Like, let's get another character. Let's get another one. You know what I mean? Like,
so he is gonna be Wonder Man, but I'll say this: we haven't even touched the surface of his powers. In the comics, and I think this is a big point that I wanted to point out because this is perfect. If you guys love superhero stuff like I do. Who else did he play? Who did Yaya play?
Adam. What's his name? Adam?
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan, yeah.
Dr. Manhattan, if you guys know, is literally one of the most powerful characters in DC. He is a god, and what is the one thing you know about him? He's a glowing blue dude, right? He's a glowing blue entity, right? Cut to Marvel. Wonder Man in the comics is a glowing purple entity, and I didn't even put it together until later. I was like, oh yeah. Dude, he played both. He played Dr. Manhattan. Of course, that's why they cast him, because they're like, you already the perfect Dr. Manhattan. Yeah. And Dr. Manhattan is essentially Wonder Man in Marvel. And, like, so Wonder Man, his powers are he can, like, become, like, an ionic being where he's just pure energy. He's immortal. Like, you can't do anything to him. Like, he can't die. He doesn't age, like, nothing. Like, he just is, like, a forever being just like Dr. Manhattan. He glows. He's a purple entity. He can go from tall to small. He can be everything. He's, like, he can be giant. He's like nothing affects him. He has like ionic powers they can shoot. He has super speed. He has superpowers. He can fly. Like he's insane, dude. So we've only seen
definitely not bringing him in Doomsday.
Yeah, we've only seen the surface. We've only seen the surface of like how his power set is, because right now he's still like being a human and stuff. But eventually he's gonna like explode to the point that he's just like he sheds his skin. He's just a purple entity, and it's gonna be like a glowing ion radiating freaking space beam thing. Right. And if we ever get that, I don't know. Once again, like I said, this was a Marvel Spotlight. I don't know what happens to Marvel Spotlights. I think they go to the void and burn and die. But hopefully, with Secret Wars right around the corner and this show coming out with so much hype and stuff around it, and having Yaya and Ben Kingsley, I feel like you have to do something with the show.
You know what's crazy?
And his characters.
You know what's crazy? I wish I'm praying that happens. But when every time we talk about OP, like superheroes, shout out to our girl Daenerys. She became OP. Yeah. Lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Carol Danvers is nowhere to be seen. OP.
Yeah.
She could have beat Thanos.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like I love the character Simon from this whole thing, but I feel like what you just said, he's gonna be OP, and you can't have an OP character.
Or maybe in Secret Wars, we know for sure Shang-Chi's in it. Shang-Chi is friends with Trevor, and they call Trevor for something. He's like, "Oh, I got my friend with me. Can he come with me?" And then he comes and he brings freaking Simon Wilson.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like the OP-ness messes everything up.
Yeah, he is too strong, but he doesn't even know his powers yet. So I think like maybe he'll like use his powers a little bit, and then maybe like something crazy happens, and he has to like, and he turns into the full freaking Wonder Man, and he flies through a ship like Thanos' ship, like Carol Danvers did, and Doomsday or Endgame. Goddamn, but. I don't know. Either way, I love this show. 10 amazing. Out of 10. Yeah. One of my favorite Marvel shows that they've ever done. And like I said, I didn't love the ending because I wanted more. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It's just that I wanted more. And I was just like, fuck, dude, it's over. Like, that sucks. I don't know when I'm going to see these characters again. So hopefully we see them soon. But overall, great freaking show, dude.
Great show, man.
Great show.
Had a great time watching it. Honestly, it was a really fun watch.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
It was like fun. I said, for me, Loki's still top, and then WandaVision is there. It might be right there, but WandaVision's still amazing. But this was good.
This was great, dude. I loved it. I loved how like real it felt, like the Hollywood stuff, the LA stuff. Like it was fun, dude. I really had a good time during the show. So
hey, 2026 Marvel, what y'all up to, man? Yeah. What y'all up to?
Yeah,
because we're not done, man. We got Spider-Man coming up. We got animated Spider-Man and Spider-Man, and Daredevil. Avengers, and Daredevil.
Which we didn't even talk about, but in the Daredevil trailer just
dropped.
I haven't seen it. Oh, please watch it.
Yeah,
please watch the trailer for it. Because the song that they use is so sick, dude, for the trailer. It's going to catch you completely off guard. Okay. I'm not even going to tell you. I just want you to hear it.
I haven't seen it yet.
So watch the trailer for Daredevil. They showed it while you're watching. It didn't.
You know me.
You skip it right away?
I seen it, but I...
Skip it right away, okay. Well, so anyways, Daredevil's also coming out. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming out. Real quick, because we're going along on this episode, but it's fine. I want to talk about Knights of the Seven Kingdom. Episode 2 came out. Mm-hmm. Great freaking episode. I was gonna say how Wonder Man showcased acting and how good the acting is. Knights of the Seven Kingdom showcases writing. The writing on this show is so freaking good and so funny, dude. Yeah. Like, they're so funny on this show. Like, every little thing that they do is so funny. I just watched it before we started the podcast. First off, don't ever start an episode like that ever again, please. That was the craziest way to start an episode I've ever seen in my life. You cannot just have the biggest schlong ever, just a prominent in the first episode. Like, this show is a comedy, dude. It's not like your typical Game of Thrones. It's like all the funny parts of Game of Thrones that you love, they put it in this show, and it is hilarious. But also, to come out swinging literally is crazy,
I've seen, I watched Screen Crush's breakdown, and they said something along the lines of, like, everything that you're seeing of I don't even know his name.
Dunk?
No. The
egg. Oh, his knight. The knight?
His the Hedge Knight. The old Hedge Knight.
His master.
Everything that you're seeing from him is like Dunk's
memory. Yeah, of him,
so it's like
so everything
he's
kind of
high regarding him, and like, and
but
when
you see the flaws.
And when he's talking, and when he's talking about Screen Crush dude said when he's talking about them to people are like, who the hell is that?
Because
So it's like he might be like he might be a weenie type, not good. Not saying that he's not good, but like he might be.
And we're seeing his memories. We're seeing his version of the memories.
Yeah, so he probably
like,
looking at. So when you said the meat stick,
yeah,
it's like he probably was like, yeah, I mean, that's my God.
That was like a crazy.
Yeah, that joke was crazy.
That was a crazy ass one, dude. You could not do that. That was like way too big. That's crazy.
Yeah, that
dude.
like, was crazy.
It was wild.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck, dude?
So pause.
Oh my
pause.
God. Anyway,
if
you guys want to see the craziest song ever, go watch the second episode of.
I wouldn't recommend pause. Anyways,
I think we'll move off of that, but that shit was wild.
But to that's where when I see Screen Crush, I was like, oh, okay, like that kind of makes sense.
We're seeing the memory, we're seeing the flashbacks as Dunk remembers them, and in his head, he's built him up to this like grand guy that's just the best dude ever. But even though he is kind of a piece of shit, so like we're seeing versions of like his memory where you're like, oh, he was so good to me, he was this, that, but then you're kind of also seeing like, nah, he was kind of a dick and he sucked, dude. Like he was not a good dude.
Yeah, I wrote this down right here. I said I liked how Dunk was on the and when they were going to the when he snuck in to listen to the royal thing. I love that because in Game of Thrones and House of Dragons, we are looking in the perspective of royalty. Yeah. Now you're looking on the outside, so like Dunk sneaking in and like
you're seeing
he's on the outside where he's like listening and kind of it's like, oh yeah, like this is not it's not royalty perspective.
Yeah, we're not seeing it yet. We're so used to seeing
they're moving pieces and they're like, oh, this is royalty. Blah, blah, blah. Like this one is like. He's a hedge knight. He was just like it's very grounded. Yeah, I love that. That's a great Game
point.
Game of Thrones from the high seat is dope to see it from the citizens' view.
Yeah.
So like you're seeing everything from the citizens' view. Like even them watching
the plays.
Yeah, and even them watching the fight. Like, you're not seeing it from the top. Yeah. You're seeing it from the crowd. Yeah, which I thought that was really sick.
Like,
I don't even think Hey, I don't even think Screen Crush said that, bro. Yeah. Or I mean, maybe New Rockstar said that, but I've seen Screen Crush and they didn't say that. But I think that's sick, like, because you're always watching it from the high seat or a dragon. And now you're watching it literally when you see Egg.
From perspective, you're like,
Egg is like on the shoulder. It's like, like it's like you're in it, you're hearing the boom, and I think that
even
like
that's so super. It was funny. Like I said, the writing's so good. But like to your point though, like when the Lannisters or when the Targaryens ride in, and he's like, who is that? And then like the little like weird dude is like, can't you see the banners with your tall ass? Like, you know, and he's like, he talks shit to him. He's like, don't you see the banners? Like, you're taller than everyone else. Yeah, he's like a little dude.
The little, what are they called now? Politically correct?
Dwarf. Let's say dwarf, yeah. But he was like, he's like, oh, who's coming in? He's like, can't you see him? Like, you're taller than everyone else. I thought that was so funny. But like, and like the writing is good because like they make jokes like that, but like super like elevated writing where it's like using words and vocabulary that I'm like, I don't even know how to say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to pronounce that sentence. Yeah. But yeah, it's so funny, dude. Like they captured it so well. And then the one thing that George R. Martin said, if we're gonna remake this show, we have to have the best jousting scenes that anyone's ever had. We're episode 2 and we're already seeing crazy ass fight scenes.
Yeah,
like
that thing when he was on the horse and he picked the thing up, I was like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's so sick, dude. Sick, yeah. So the way that they directed it and everything is amazing. I'm super hyped for it. Egg is so funny, man. Are you starting to pick up on something with Egg?
I feel like he's a Targaryen.
Boom, baby.
I feel like he's a Targaryen that ran away.
I feel like I'm just gonna tell you. I saw a spoiler that he's a Targaryen.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel like he is because what happened that I think that is when they rode in, and he got
scared. He's like, oh, I should leave. I should leave. Actually, like,
which that made me think that, but then he was so hyped at the jousting, so I was like, oh, maybe he's not. Yeah. But his head is bald. It's like what kid has a bald head?
Yeah, and it's because he would be blonde haired and we would know right away that he was Targaryen. But because he's bald, you're like, oh, you don't even think about it, right? Yeah. But yeah, so and that's why like you. So, before I watched the thing where it was like things to know before watching.
And they said he's a Targaryen.
So they did the breakdown, and then they're like, New Rockstars did it. They do spoiler dungeon at the very end of the episode, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go into the dungeon, dude. I'm gonna listen to like to the spoilers, and I started playing it, and he said one sentence, and he's like, so if you guys know, Egg is actually Targaryen. I was like, I turned it off and I was like, dude, I don't want to. Okay, I took one step into the dungeon and I was like, no, okay, I don't want to see. But then I'm like, fuck, did I just ruin that for me, dude? But I'm also glad that I took one step in and it's already like happened. Like I already kind of like they're already like alluding to it, so I'm like, oh, I would have figured that out by the second episode. Okay, cool, like good. But I knew that going in. So in the first episode, there was little hints where he's talking about where he's like, oh, I'm from King's Landing, and he's like, oh, where Flea Bottom, like where it's just like where all the poor people live, and he's like, no, not there. So like that was already like a little clue that he's like, no, I'm from Higher Born, you know.
Also, somebody's missing.
Yeah,
somebody's missing from the royal whatever, and they were talking about somebody's son, and he's like, yeah, we don't know where he's at, and it's like. And he was scared. So yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I think he's right. He ran away or something. Yeah. But yeah,
I try to avoid as much as I can. Like,
that's the only spoiler.
The only reason
I'm going into it blind. After
the only reason I watch Screen Crush is because, bro, there's a lot. Yo, if you want to get into the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but it's a lot, bro. It's so much.
Yeah. You have to have watched Game of Thrones and House of Dragons.
And even then, like, I'm literally listening to what's his name, Ryan Airy. Mm-hmm. I'm literally listening to him. I'm like, damn it, bro, like. This is so much information, but these shows are really good. So, you know, I take the time to like learn. You know what I mean? I don't want to learn everything.
I mean, even today, while I was watching it, I was like, the Baratheons, the Targaryens, the Lannisters, the Tullys, you know, I was just like thinking of all the family names, and I'm like, dude, I know so many of these freaking families. Like, for a normal person to go into this show, like you have to know all these families and what the significance of all of them are, and it's which makes me think like George R. R. Martin is a freaking psycho for writing this.
Yeah, but I think Game of Thrones did a really good job. And,
if you watch Game of Thrones,
all eight seasons, you kind of like
you're in it. You know who's who, and like.
But this is also like one of those things where it's like, damn, dude, like another one. Because we still got to go back to House of the Dragon, and I'm pretty sure they're going to capitalize on this. It's not as big as either one of those. I don't think
House of Dragons is going to be its own thing because this takes place after House of Dragons.
Yes. Yeah.
But maybe they'll bring something up. I don't know. But
maybe they clash it.
Yeah, there's certain things
that they said what this is 100 years.
Because there's always things that they do. Like they even in this episode, they're like, oh. My old master, he battled the Grey Wolf, and then he's like, "Who's the Grey Wolf?" And he's like, "Oh, Daemon Targaryen of like whatever." Like, so like it's like I know that character probably exists in House of Dragons, but I just haven't seen. I don't know who that. I don't remember because there's so many fucking characters.
Crazy enough, though, watching this makes me want to watch Game of Thrones again.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for House of Dragons season 2, dude. I'm fucking hyped for that.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I love like Egg and Dunk are the shit. I freaking love them. Egg is so funny and cute, and then also Dunk is just so freaking cool. And I know he hasn't even like people don't like. He's just downplaying how like have you seen the real actor who plays Dunk? He's a freaking monster, dude. He's like 6'5", 6'7" or something. He's fucking crazy, buff ass, long hair, beard. Like he looks crazy, dude. But in the show, they make him look like a dork. But he's the shit. I already know he's gonna like do some crazy stuff. And I like how he's connecting with the girl, and her nickname was Too Tall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like so like. They pointed it out in New Rockstars, and they're talking about the breakdown, but he's like, when he first goes into the crowd, because he's so tall, and then she's also so tall, they see each other over the crowd, and that's how they kind of connect. And I was like, oh, that's a cool thing. Like, they're both like, and I also love that every single time that anyone meets him, they're like, like, why are you so big, dude? Like, it makes you like really put in perspective. Like, you're like, oh yeah, this guy is like, he has a good case for winning because he's way bigger than everyone.
Yeah.
And I love the guy's suits, the guy with the white suits, their armor, the two brothers with their white armor.
The Kingsguard?
Yeah, their armor was sick, the white's armor. And then also we get the freaking Targaryen kid who's like already like,
a dick.
Fetch me a like a thing. And he's like, well, I'm actually not a server, you know? He's like, I'm a knight. He's like, yeah, well, I guess knighthood is falling or something. Yeah. But so that was cool.
Crush always says, he goes back to one of the Game of Thrones quotes, and it was like, when a Targaryen is born, the gods toss up a coin to see which is good or bad, and he was like, "Oh, this is a bad one."
Interesting.
So I don't know who said that. Maybe your boy that got killed in the first Game of Thrones season. Winter dude. Winter's coming. What's his name?
Freaking Jon Stark, the main Stark dude.
Yeah, the first Stark.
The one that started.
I think he said it.
I forgot his name, but yeah, Dad Stark.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Honestly, I'm living right now, man. I am having a great time with these shows, man. Wonder Man just killed it off, and then we still got Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, and then shoot, dude, I don't even know. I don't even know when the next big show's coming out.
Daredevil coming out soon. There's big movies coming out this weekend. Is a Super Saturday, okay? So I want you guys to know, if you guys are this far, if you guys are into sports and you guys like fighting and football or fighting stuff, right? Obviously we get the Super Bowl next week, right? That's next week. The Seahawks and the Patriots. F the Patriots, go Seahawks. I don't like the Seahawks either, but lesser of two evils, right? That's happening next week. This weekend, this Saturday, we got Royal Rumble happening for WWE. We got boxing, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. And we got UFC, Alexander Volkanovski defending his belt against Diego Lopez with a bunch of sick-ass fighters on that card. I think Tai Tuivasa is on that card. There's a bunch of fighters.
Shout
on
out
that
to
card.
my dog Volk, but I think Diego got this one.
Maybe.
I think you're talking about the new guard. This is
I've
it.
been talking about the new guard, but then Justin Gaethje won, so I don't know.
But Diego has been coming up.
And Diego's really good.
And Volk is getting older.
Yeah.
I think Diego takes this. I love Volk.
No, the first fight was
Wait a minute,
the first
UFC
fight was
guys.
close.
Wait a minute, UFC guys. Don't come at me. I love Volk, but I think Diego is good, dude.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm excited for this fight, even though it wasn't the fight that anyone wanted, but we're getting it again.
Both of them were. What the UFC say? They're bangers.
Yeah,
they're bangers, man.
But I won't get too deep into it, but Lerone Murphy is on a 9-fight win streak in the same division and had a crazy knockout his last fight. He should have been up there. And then I think Mosar Evloev, I think his name is. I think he's also like on a 10-fight win streak or something. And they're both like they should be number one contenders. And then Diego Lopez just fought the champ and lost, so he should be back. And then those guys should be up next.
Wasn't it like somebody crazy like Kamsat or something like that?
No.
It was like he fought somebody at last minute and he was like he went the distance.
Yeah, I mean he won, but he went the distance, but like it wasn't like super it was cool. I forgot who he fought. I think he fought.
It was somebody like that he was not supposed to beat Islam or somebody.
Nah, it wasn't Islam. Nah, Islam hasn't lost ever.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't beat. Diego didn't beat him, but he had to fight him at like a. Let me see.
I forgot who he fought last. But either way, Diego Lopez it didn't have the most impressive win compared to like these other guys. Like I think Leon not Leon Edwards, but who did he fight?
Oh, he fought John Silva.
Yeah,
John Silva.
Yeah, he beat John Silva.
But he fought somebody else.
But they went to decision, right?
He fought somebody else. He lost to Alex.
Yeah, that was like the last fight. That's what I'm saying. He lost to Alex, and then he fought Gene Silva in a decision. And he's like, and then you're back to the championship already, right? Compared to like the other guys who are on a 9-fight win streak and had crazy knockouts, So, anyways, that fight's this weekend. So we get a Super Saturday, WWE, boxing, and UFC all in one day. Shout out to my friend Fabian, one of my best friends back in Tucson. He's super into boxing. He's super into UFC. Doesn't care about wrestling. But this is Super Saturday. And him and I are going to start our own little thing where we talk about fighting and UFC and boxing and stuff. So if you guys want to jump in on that, it's the perfect time because Zuffa boxing just started for UFC. So boxing is blowing up. UFC just got their new deal on Paramount. So it's a new era of fighters. Time to jump in. You want to jump in? Now's the time. And we're going to talk about it all. So on Sunday, you should see a video for that too. It's probably going to be on my channel on Adrian Blest, or we might start our own channel. Who knows what's going to happen, but I got to figure all that out this week. So we'll figure it out. But Fabian and I, we're going to be talking about the fights, watching the fights. And also you can go to my TikTok, UFC Dri, and I'll be live streaming myself watching the fights this weekend. So you can do that as well. But that'll be really fun. I'm also still in school. I got to finish my homework. I got my final for my class this week. And yeah, man, that's it. Work full time, do my thing.
Fun stuff, man.
What about you? What you got going
on? J. Cole is dropping on 2/6, which means Avery Harden is not working on any music until
J. Cole comes out.
Yeah. So, but I'm trying to work on a project though, because there's some big things happening.
I actually want to talk to you about something, and we're gonna talk about that off air. But yes, guys, we got stuff. You already know, big movies, big television shows. We got the Grammys coming out soon. So if you guys want to see, our last episode was a breakdown of the Grammys. We talked about all the big nominations and all the big categories, and we gave our predictions on who we think is going to win. So go watch that before the Grammys and give us your comments about who you think is going to win, who do you think deserves it. That's a special episode with our girl Maddie. So go watch that.
I had to go back to YouTube and change her name. You putting a Y. It's IE.
IE?
Yeah.
Well, damn.
I mean, you got
Good thing I didn't put it on the thumbnail because then you couldn't change the thumbnail.
Yeah, it's all
but
good.
it's all good.
It's all
I
good.
also did that. Like, I was up late, sleep, like, half dead with my bags under my eyes. And I'm like, fuck, I need to make this thumbnail right now. I need to freaking edit this video. And I put in the least amount of effort as I could. And my mom called me today and she's like, you need to bleep out when you say this word. And when you say this word, you need to bleep those out. And I was like, I didn't even watch it through, honestly. I literally just.
You did say you were going to.
I edited the front.
I remember something.
Yeah.
You said something. Oh, you're going to bleep it out. But yeah. I think it was something about.
I put the titles and stuff in the front. I edited. I did all the stuff that I needed to do. And then I just rendered it out. And I freaking uploaded it. I was so tired. But regardless, hopefully we don't get demonetized for that. But
we got to start making marks.
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm going to start marking when I'm recording, hopefully, so we can write down, hey, at this time, I need to go back and delete that. But regardless, guys, that's what we need our podcast to blow up so that way we can hire someone to do that for me, okay? And to help with that, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, comment on the videos. If you want to become a member of the videos, become a member because sometimes you get the episodes early, all right? Not all the time, but sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we're working up to that, man. Like I said, let me finish school and do all this stuff, and then we'll get to like more professionalism, all right? But regardless, guys, I will say this has been a great episode. Wonder Man was amazing. Go watch that. Go watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Go watch that. I hope this was like the best breakdown we've ever done because I took hella notes for it. So I hope it was fun.
And I was really intrigued. So
yeah, it was a good show.
It was a good show. Yeah.
So I hope you guys had fun watching our episode. I got to go eat and work on homework. Avery's got to go do whatever he's going to do.
Yeah.
And then go home. That's it. So we love you guys, though. Till next time, this is Above the Multiverse.
Peace.
Okay, I'm fresh. That's that Teddy Fish. He got it on because he fresh. That's that Teddy Fish. I got it on because I'm fresh. Okay. That's that Teddy Fish. We got it on. Okay. Fresh. Okay. That's that Teddy Fish. Okay, I woke up in the morning feeling like $1,000,000 pesos.